And a good morning from Salina, the 4A state championships in high school wrestling. They were scheduled to start at 9. They are just getting the wrestlers checked into their tables for the opening round of the cross-bracketing side of this 4A state championships. Rocky Downing along with Benny Wallace say good morning from the 4A state championships in high school wrestling. Bernie Pancella is our studio engineer, and Benny, all six survived day one, and now it's time to make some money on the backside of this bracket for the Tigers. If they can make some moves, they're sitting in fourth place right now. Andale leads the state championship at 84.5. Bonner Springs in second, 73.5. Abilene, 70.5. And then Clay Center at 56 points, solidly in fourth place. So a top five day one, and now we get set for day number two.
You know, it don't get any easier, that's for sure, here at Salina, because all the bad ones are going away. And
right.
We're still in here strong, so it's going to be a tough day, but looking forward to it.
Reed Knitter will be the first Tiger to take the mat. Then that's at 132. Then we go to 152 with Peyton Lane. They'll go quick in this round because they are going to stay with all four mats through the fifth place matches. Then they'll drop down to two mats for the third place matches, and then the championship, of course, down to one mat. We have two in that round out there as well. So this morning we have three wrestling in this round: Reed Knitter, Peyton Lane, and the Zeb Bloom at 220. Thank you. And then we go to the consolation semifinals. Waiting out there is Gavin Ware. And the two in the finals tonight, Hunter Mullen and Ryan Tears. Those are the six Tigers that are going three in this round. When Reed Knitter is set to go at 132, it'll be coming quick. We'll be back with you here on KCLY. And a good morning once again. We bring you back to Salina, the 4A state championships in high school wrestling. We're joined now by the head coach of the Clay Center Tigers, Brandon Pigorsh. And Coach, all six through. We said that was the big deal we wanted to get done. Let's talk about what these guys have in front of them today.
Tough task, but exciting. All got through, and we're looking forward to seeing what we can do this morning. So the kids, we're at a place here where we have to start to climb. If we want to get in that top three spot, which is what we're eyeing right now, and we can do it. We like I said, we got our work cut out, but tough matches coming up. But they're all tough at this point, so you just got to go out and win.
The other side looking at you guys is saying tough matches coming up, too. I know that's the deal. Reed Knitter does have number 2 ranked wrestler. Got bumped yesterday, so that's his matchup. He's the guy that gets it started. He had a sophomore, first time at state. His first match, he looked a little uncomfortable. Then he really kind of settled in later in that second match.
Yeah, he got himself going in that second match, first match. Tough kid. That kid's been wrestling really well as well. Came out a little flat. I just couldn't get to what, our holds and our moves, and just made it tough on us. And yesterday, though, finally got a little offense going and was able to score some points in that second match and get the guy in his back, get the ball. So him winning that match, though, is huge, especially by bonus. So hopefully that's built some confidence within him, and he can keep going today. And, as you said, he's wrestling the number 2 guy. Hopefully that guy's, a little bit discouraged from, maybe not making the finals and wrestling out to his ranking, and we can catch him here this morning.
Peyton Lane at 152. He had a pin yesterday to start things off, so he had a loss in the second round, and now he's been waiting around for this morning.
Yeah, Peyton's got a tough match coming up this morning. It wrestled really well yesterday. Had a very good first match and a good win there, and had a tough second round opponent. But his bracket, as we talked about yesterday, is probably the toughest one here. So I think he wins this one, things will get easier for him. So we win this one, that's a good sign.
And then Zeb Bloom, the final wrestler in this round at 220. The senior got himself into Saturday, and let's see if he can make his way to the backside here.
Yeah, looking forward to Zeb coming through the backside here. He's got a tough matchup ahead of him. Kid that caught him earlier in the year in a move that Zeb completely controlling the match, and the kid caught him attendant. So hopefully we can avoid that this time around and wrestle a better match, and he goes out and takes care of business.
And then real quick, I'll let you comment. Gavin Ware's waiting out the consolation semis. His mindset, he ran into a guy last night that he got tossed around a few times, and that doesn't happen to Gavin Ware.
No, Gavin, that kid had a really good game plan. Didn't want to really let us get our offense going really well. So Gavin worked real hard in that match. Bigger opponent,
right.
A little bit stronger. Gavin's a little undersized. And so you don't see that often, even with him being undersized. However, just couldn't get it done. Couldn't get to our offense. We're looking forward to what he could do, though, on the backside. I like where he's sitting at. Looking at common opponents that might come through there, he's beaten pretty much everybody. Sure. So getting him through to third, fourth, and, getting him that third-place finish will definitely help us out.
Hunter Mullen back on center stage this year at 160 after winning the state title at 152 last year. What's his matchup look like?
Hunter has never wrestled this kid. This is the kid that was fourth at his weight a year ago. A tough kid, though, has wrestled really well through this tournament, beat some good guys, and came up with the fall in the semis yesterday. So we're looking forward to it. We got a game plan. So hopefully we'll go out, execute, come out on top.
And then Ryan Tiers making his way to the state championship final match for the first time as a senior. Exciting time, and there's no secrets in the matchup with Applene's Order in this one.
Nope, third time wrestling this year. First time we didn't wrestle real well. We lost a lot of what I call 50-50 positions to go either way. Then the last match they wrestled in regional finals last weekend was close. And we had some opportunities to take advantage of that match. The score didn't look as close because we tried something at the end and gave up, a takedown and some back points. But we've got our positions that we're going to win in, and I think we can. We're wrestling with a lot more confidence this weekend, and our leg attacks look good. So I'm looking forward to him going out and winning that match, getting the state title for himself.
Exciting day ahead, and it all gets going right now. Coach, I'll let you go. Thanks for making the climb up the stairs again for us. I know we'll talk to you between rounds here a bit later on in the day. Then.
All right, thanks a lot.
Coach Brandon Pigor's with us from the state championships. Reading it will be coming up in just a bit. And once again, we say good morning and bring you back to Salina, the Tony's Pizza Event Center, the Bicentennial Center, as we know it, here in Salina. Rocky Downing along with Benny Wallace, who joins us here in the state championships once again, waiting for Reed Knitter to take the mat. He is on deck on a match that is in the second period, about a minute left to go. So we know he is getting prepared. He's got the gear on, just a jacket now as he goes to his final warm-ups, waiting for that match to open up. And he's got a tough one. Justin Hirschberger, number 2 in the state, disappointed with a second-round loss in the championship quarterfinals yesterday. So he drops to the backside here and has a matchup with Knitter. 37-4, Hirschberger, a senior, as Coach Pigor said, and it can happen. He's had his sights set on being in the final mat here later this afternoon for the state championship, and now he drops and has to wrestle on the backside, and you hope maybe he's got his dauber down just a little bit. Who knows?
Yeah, some kids, they really expected to be out that front side, so if they don't get their mind back in order, then it's going to be a little bit easier, but Reed's got his hand full.
Yeah.
That's for sure this morning on the backside.
Hirschberger, his opponent, he was at the regional last week, won that championship. Of course, Reed Knitter came out the backside and won the third-place final, the consolation final, so they both ended with wins last Saturday coming into the state championships. Reed came out and struggled in his first match, and Coach Pigor said the guy he took on has been wrestling really well down the stretch. He said Reed a little bit flat first time here at state, but he came back and got the pin late, got some bonus points for them. The Tigers sitting in fourth place, and Coach Pigor saying right now they're trying to eye maybe a top 3 finish here at the state championship. Their guys can wrestle well today on this Saturday.
And they will have to wrestle well to do that. They've got some tough opponents on the backside, and they can do it. And we've seen Reed Knitter before, and anybody that's watched him wrestle much know he's a little unorthodox. He's a little different style, so sometimes that can confuse and make it more difficult for that guy that's just not used to that type of wrestling.
Yeah, great point. So there's a minute 30 left in the match before Reed Knitter gets going. That's now a 9-2 matchup. So not likely you would see an overtime in that one. We're going to take a 1-minute break. We'll come back and get you set up for the Reed Knitter match at 132 pounds here in the consolation cross-bracketing round. Once again, 3 wrestlers in this cross-bracketing round. What does that mean, cross-bracketing? Well, if you win this one, you get to the consolation quarterfinals. And in the consolation quarters, if you win that one, you're going to medal at state. And that is a dynamite round when it does happen. They are running 4 mats. They'll do that through this round, the quarters, the consolation semifinals, and the 5th-place matches, 4 mats in all those rounds. And then the consolation finals, they'll go down to 2 mats. And, of course, the championship matchups will be down to just the 1 mat with the mat light out. And it is quite an atmosphere here at Salina when that happens. So we have 2 in that round. Gavin Ware's out in the consolation semifinals in the 2 championship matches tonight. Hunter Mullen and Ryan Tiers at 160 and 182. And then we also have in this round Peyton Lane coming up at 152 and Deb Bloom at 220. And Reed Knitter checking in as we speak right now. So we're just about ready for the Tigers sophomore to take on the number 2 ranked wrestler in the state who lost the second round yesterday to drop into this backside. So the
looks like
getting
ready to go. Runs out on the mat. ready to shake hands and get it on here at Salina.
And we are underway at 132 pounds. Reed Knitter for the Tigers on the mat. Hirschberger goes in early.
Right for a 2-on-1 and does a little inside fireman. Dumps Reed over. I don't know if he's got any back points yet.
I think 2.
Got 2 for the takedown. I don't know if Reed got around quick enough to stay off his back. Right now, Hirschberger trying to dig a chicken wing in. And he loops back, and Reed's trying to belly down and stay off his back. And right now, no back points has been given, so this is good.
I just saw the official say, yeah, he did not have him in position long enough. And he's got a power half. He's working it. Still trying to get that chicken wing in, it looks like.
We've got a 0-0 on the scoreboard, so I don't quite know what's going on there. We know there was a 2-point takedown by Hirschberger.
Down to 6 seconds, of course, a 1-minute first period consolation round. 3 seconds. Knitter working from underneath, and that'll end the first period. Now they put 4 points on the board, so maybe they did award the back points.
Hard to follow sometimes what's going on.
It is. Well, they put 2 up, then they took it to zeros, and then now as we go into the second period, Knitter is going to trail 4-0. Hirschberger chooses down to begin the second period, so Knitter will try to ride here.
Reed goes for a little, tries to go right to the Lundy and powers him down, but Hirschberger comes to his feet. He's going up. Now he does a switch off of his feet, comes around, just about out of bounds. They'll give him 1, Hirschberger 1 now. Reed Knitter trails 0-5 here early in the second period.
So an escape for Hirschberger, and he's up 5-0. Knitter working from behind. They're back in the standing position, neutral. Minute 40 to go, second period.
Reed did a good job of not getting reversed there.
Right.
Keep him off of him.
Double leg shot to
a deep
Hirschberger.
Double leg. Lifts him all the way off the mat. Heel trips him, tries to scrap him, and Reed bellies down. So 2 more for Hirschberger, now leading 7-0 when Reed's trying to just stay in good base position and keep from getting turned here.
Hirschberger, obviously no hangover effects from losing in the second round. He has really come out and got after it against Knitter today. Now he's getting back points against Reed.
Jerking the leg, and he's reached back and kind of got a little bit of a strap and kind of got a few cheap back points. He got 3 out of that. So now Hirschberger leads Reed Knitter here 10-0.
This is a 132-pound weight class. Nate Lane coming up at 152 in this round.
Reed's been flattened down now. Hirschberger's just heavy on his hips and working them arms, just trying to stay heavy on him and keep Reed down on the mat. Reed's trying to get his hips up, but he's unable to do it. Hirschberger now drives a half in on the right side. Reed's trying to stay down, back, so he keeps from getting turned. He's really working hard at that and doing a good job.
22 seconds to work in this second period. And introduce feet.
Hirschberger lifts and kicks the legs out and sets him back to the mat.
13 to work, second period, 10-0. Reed Knitter trailing to second ranked in the state, Hirschberger. Now 5 seconds.
Hirschberger got a leg in, and he's trying to get up there and kind of power half and get some back points. He gets 2 quick ones or not.
They say no, I think. 10-0 is going to be the score going to the final period.
We'll take that.
Knitter's, yeah, no kidding. He flagged twice. Yeah, I mean, he must have got maybe foul tapped in his mind before that second flag, is my guess. Knitter chooses down, trying to get something going from underneath. He does sit out. Hirschberger back in position as he gets back in behind.
Reed gets a good set out, and Hirschberger gets him stopped and then tries to pull him to his back, and Reed does a good job of getting away from that.
Reaches back for the head as he sits out. Hirschberger pulling him back, though, as he does that and getting some back points, it appears, at least a couple.
Reed trying to come over with that head, and he hangs on to it. He kind of comes out, comes to his feet. He should get 1 here. There's 1.
13-1, so he trails 13-1 after those back points were awarded. Did they just correct that to 2 points? Yeah, 12-1.
He gave up the 2 for 1. He kind of hung on to that head. Didn't think he would give up the 2 back points, but they flagged him twice real quick.
Working a 2-on-1 right now. Has good control of the arm, trying to lean in heavy.
Oh, there's a head and arm by Hirschberger. He caught Reed kind of off balance, and he got the head and arm, and now he's cranking on it hard. So Reed's going to have to, he's trying to hook a leg with those long legs of his and pull him back, and he does it. Turns around, gets a reversal.
Wow.
So this is what I'm talking about on the unorthodox, and it's good. I mean, he's just long-legged, and he gets himself into positions where you would think, okay, he can't get around or out of that, and he does it. So
17-3. Now they've stopped action.
I don't think the last points that came up.
So it's a tech fall.
It's a tech fall.
So that'll end the weekend for Reed Knitter. But what a year for the sophomore to get to the state championships and getting a hug from his coaches right now. Congratulations on just that. I mean, that's a good year for the sophomore.
Just unfortunate that he comes back on the backside and ends up wrestling the number 2 guy that got just barely beat to go into the semifinals. So good year, though, for Reed. He's learned a lot this year. You know he has. By able to come here and get a couple of those matches in, he'll be a little bit more comfortable next year.
We'll have Peyton Lane at 152 pounds when he is ready to take the mat. We'll bring you back once again to Salina. Back again, we bring you to Salina for state championship wrestling on KCLY continues as Peyton Lane at 152 pounds gets set to work here in his consolation cross bracketing round. If you missed it earlier, Reed Knitter did run into the second-ranked wrestler in the state, did take a loss, a tech fall loss. And now Peyton Lane at 152. We still have Zeb Bloom coming up at 220 pounds. Peyton's got another ranked wrestler. He beat the 5th-ranked wrestler in his opening round, pinned him, and then lost in the quarters, and now he comes on the backside here this morning and will face off against he beat the 6th-ranked. This is the 5th-ranked wrestler, Holcomb's Tanner Johnson.
Only 12 guys remain in the bracket, so, you know, you're whittling them down, and you're ended up with the top ones in the state, and Peyton's going to have a tough match here, but we know what he can do, and just waiting now for a bout sheet, I think, and then going to take the mat.
Yeah, both wrestlers have been at the scorer's table for some time. It looks like they are now ready. And Peyton Lane checking in. Again, he's got Tanner Johnson of Holcomb, who is a sophomore, 36-7 on the year. And we have checked in, and we are underway. Peyton Lane at 152 pounds here for a chance to move on to the consolation quarters.
Tanner Johnson kind of going down to one knee and a lot of head slapping, almost Three Stooges style.
Very quick.
Yeah. And not seeming to phase Peyton at all. Peyton goes to a 2-on-1 rush, and then Tanner just totally gets away from that.
Now they're a couple collar ties in, fighting for some hand control, kind of leaning against each other. There's an arm drag try by Lane that wasn't there.
Peyton tries, he's got the right hand over a collar tie, and Tanner grabs Peyton's left wrist, so to block anything he's going to do with that. So right in the middle of the mat, and a lot of hand activity. Of course, this is a short 60-second period, so down to 10 seconds. No score.
Johnson likes to go down low on that knee every once in a while and look inside. Now he has an arm drag of his own. He tries 2 seconds, 1 second. Peyton gets away from that, and we'll head to the second period with no score.
Coin toss goes to Peyton Lane, and he's going to look at his coach and say, we are going to defer. The Tanner Johnson goes to the bottom. So Peyton will start on top here, 0-0 score starting in the second period. Peyton takes the left side, switches immediately to the right side. Heavy pressure trying to get him spiraled down.
Johnson able to get to his feet, still with a hand on the mat. Now Peyton does get a little bit control of the leg. Johnson kind of tripoded up, then he got a hold of Peyton's wrist, got control, and came on up and got the point escape. So a 1-0 lead for Johnson of Holcomb over the Tigers' Peyton Lane here at 152 pounds.
Tanner Johnson likes to grab a hold of Peyton's left wrist, so he can't do anything with it. Right now, Peyton's trying to outside tie on the right-hand side, nothing there. Johnson started in from that knee, and Peyton really blocked it, and they both kind of banged away from each other. Now they locked back up again. Peyton definitely has a little bit of reach advantage here, and keeps kind of taking that right arm and going up high on collar tie, and then now Tanner tries a shot. Peyton gives a front headlock. Couldn't quite keep him down to the mat to circle in behind. Tried to milk it, and Tanner came up to his feet, so now they're just locked on right in the middle of the mat.
51 seconds to work, second period. Lane down 1-0.
Lane's got a right hand underhook, and they call it stalemate, go back, split apart, and go back to center.
Now back underway with 43 to work here in the second period. Peyton Lane trailing 1-0.
Peyton really could use 2 points going into this, exiting this second period. There's an outside single by Peyton. He's gone two on the one leg. He's trying to lift. Tanner just keeps his head right in the middle, and Peyton's really having a hard time getting this shot taken advantage of, and he has to break that leg, and now Tanner's just kind of keeping Peyton's head under the middle, but they're on their feet close to the out of bounds.
13 seconds to go, second period. Both down to the knees on the edge of the mat. 6 seconds, and they will whistle it outside the circle and bring it back to center with 6 seconds to work in the second period. Good shot by Lane, but his head just so deep in there, and Johnson really, really draped over it.
Yeah, Tanner Johnson did a good job of controlling Peyton's head, keeping it from getting to the outside. If he would have gotten taken down, and he blocked that. So
second period ends, 1-0 still the score. Peyton Lane trails by 1. He will choose down to begin the third period and see if he can get the escape to tie this thing up.
Peyton likes reversal, so we'll see what he can do here. Tanner Johnson gets on kind of oddly, so he gets cautioned. Looked like he was maybe going to go to the right and then decided to go to the left. And
the last second, wasn't it? Yeah, I think
dropped in the middle, and he got cautioned for it, so now he'll get on the left side. Peyton comes right to a tripod. Tanner takes him back down. Tanner's pretty high on Peyton, almost like a little Fitz, but he doesn't have the leg in. There he's kind of trying to get that leg worked in on the mat.
Minute 45 to work in the match. Lane trails 1-0, working from underneath.
Peyton kind of mule kicks his leg and gets his leg out of that little Fitz tie. Now Tanner has that head, and the potentially dangerous was called and stops it. That'll give Peyton Lane a restart here with 1:31 left, still trailing by 1, but on the bottom.
You mentioned he's good at reversals. I almost looked at the start of this period. He was thinking reversal when they got going. Minute 31 on the clock. I don't know if they did run a little extra. They're talking about the clock right now. We'll see if...
Yeah, they're not starting it, so a couple of seconds went. Now they're going to start. Peyton on a whistle starts. Head's in the middle of the mat, but he does have his hips up. Trying to get wrist control right now.
Now Johnson steps over him, still really high to the outside.
Johnson likes to get high on him, and right now Peyton's looks like he's kind of in a little bit of a Grammy position.
He's got a leg back, a little bit of control.
Tanner lets go, but now Peyton tries to shake him off the top.
Oh, my.
He goes all the way across. Tanner's still in control. Peyton's got a half in, but it looks like he's about to get a reversal and back point. That should be a reversal, and now
maybe a pin before we're all said and done.
He's already kicked out. He's got that head into a half. Now he picks up the leg. There's a stick right there. He's stuck.
There it is. Tiger pin for Peyton Lane in the third period, and he's on to the consolation quarterfinals. He's beaten now the 5th and 6th ranked wrestlers in the state this weekend. What a win for Peyton Lane.
Just patience, and we knew he was on the bottom. He likes to do those little maneuvers where he kind of scrambles around, and he's such a Gumby that he kind of came out of that. He almost gave up some back points, but kept it, had that half, grabbed the leg, stacked him up with it, and got the pin.
I think he pinned him twice, personally. The second time they got it, though, and then slapped the mat. So the Tiger pin for Peyton Lane puts him into the consolation quarterfinals at 152 pounds. We still have Zeb Bloom in this round coming up at 220, and we'll bring you back to Salina for that match when Zeb is ready to go. You're going to welcome back to Salina for a state championship wrestling. This is our final Tiger wrestler in this round. The Tigers have gone 1-1. Reed Knitter, great sophomore year, saw it come to a close with a loss earlier to the second-ranked wrestler in the state. Then we saw Peyton Lane at 152 pin the 5th-ranked wrestler to get into the consolation quarterfinals. And now Zeb Bloom is checking in and about to go for the Tigers here at 220 pounds and see if he can move through and advance into the consolation quarters as well. He's just about ready to take the mat. We see him making his way across to check in. His opponent, Evan Dean of Santa Fe Trail, a freshman who is 32-5.
Evan Dean got beat by Davin Spexar from Andale, which is the number 1 wrestler in the state. So he comes across to meet Zeb in the backside. So Zeb's got his hands full here again. He's giving up that weight loss, but he's ready to go. They shake hands, and here we go.
1 minute first period, consolation round, of course, underway. Zeb Bloom at 220. As always, we state the obvious. Zeb giving up a lot of weight. Benny mentioned it as well coming in, but that's just where he is headed in the lineup this year.
He doesn't mind. He likes that eating. He said yesterday he just kind of hung out and ate all most of the day. So here's a 2-on-1 by Zeb. He's got his head to the outside, but he does have a good 2-on-1 rush tied up. He's trying to cut across the far leg. Elevates it. It's going to
look trip here in a moment.
And trip. He lets it go.
The leg go, and now steps away with 20 seconds to work.
Had a good shot going there. Had it up and elevated. Thought he was going to step through, and he kind of felt uncomfortable and let it go.
10 seconds remaining. First period, no score. Now some hand fighting again between the two. Down to 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and the first period will end scoreless. So we'll go to period 2. Choice goes to it'll be Santa Fe Trail wrestler, Dean, and he will choose down to start the second period. So Zeb Bloom will be righty.
Starts on top, walks up, starts on the left side. Whistle start. Zeb chops that left inside arm.
Gets the control of it now.
Tries to kind of stack, reaches for the far side arm. Steps out, now he's driving across. He's got to really elevate that arm if he wants to get anything done here. Santa Fe Trail just kind of lifts. Zeb just using his power and just keeps on powering across. How she had him kind of there, and Santa Fe Trail, Evan Dean, stops him with his foot.
Now he switches sides. Still has great control of the arm underneath in that Lundy. Now let's go of one of the arms, but still has control underneath.
That Lundy arm. Now he goes a half on the right side. Forward arm. He's trying to drive across it. Lift set. There he lifts.
He gets to his back.
Up. He's got him right there.
He's got him on his back.
Come on, slap it.
The official taking a hard look at it. Still 1:05 to go. There's a Tiger pin. Zeb crashed. Bloom is through with the pin. Another one to the consolation quarterfinals.
We've seen a 1 second pin, and that was about an 8 second pin, but we got it. He'll move on.
Zeb Bloom survives and advances again. He will head on to the consolation quarterfinal. That's the next round coming up, and this will be the electric round. It always is each year because if you win, you medal. If you lose, of course, your weekend comes to a close. But Zeb Bloom gets it done. What a great match. 2 pins for the Tigers, and he gets congratulated by his fellow seniors over there, Hunter Mullen and Brian Tears, quickly over to give high fives. Now Peyton Lane in the mix. And something that was really interesting when I did the locker room show earlier this week, and I brought the question up of what really stands out maybe this year for you personally as wrestlers. It was the 5 state qualifiers, and Zeb was the first one I asked, and he goes, I think the 6 qualifiers, thank you, but all 6 were there that I interviewed, and I asked Zeb first, and he said, I think the team concept. I just think we all have come together, and we really get along, and we're always there rooting on each other, and all of a sudden that was the answer from everybody. And I said, Coach, before he was watching the interview, he's got to feel really good to have that be the most memorable part of the season, but you saw it right there on the sideline.
Yeah, and you're in the room with them so much, and you're working with them. They're all working together, and it really gives you that good team concept. It's great that they're thinking that way and feeling that way. And Zeb came out here and put a good match together and gets to move on. So one more for the big medal. So good job by Zeb Bloom here to start off his day.
Now, if you're looking at your schedule online, or if you had a program, they have the projected start time. They will wrestle ahead if they can. And they're quite a ways ahead, at least in this round, and they will not take a break. They will go right into the consolation quarterfinal round. So they're about 15 minutes ahead of where they plan to be, and they will go ahead and continue on and do that through the matches for the rest of the day. The consolation quarterfinals are next. They'll continue with 4 mats in that round. We'll have 2 Tigers on the mat through this round, Peyton Lane at 152 and Zeb Bloom at 220 pounds. We'll bring them live to you from Salina. And the consolation quarterfinal round for the Tigers now underway. Peyton Lane on the mat, and a good start as he gets the takedown and then rides him on outside the circle. So a 2-0 start for Lane, just 8 seconds in, Benny.
Really quick start for Peyton. He came out ready to go, and he'll get on now on the left side. Whistle start. Breaks him down good. So he gets his leg caught up, so now he's going to try to fight to get that back. He's got good hips, man. He gets away and comes back in behind, and now he's got a knee in the hole and staying heavy hipped. Short period again. First period, only 30 seconds remaining, and Peyton leads 2-0.
Dalton Barker, his opponent, 20-13, a senior. Now Barker to his feet and has an escape with 24 to work first period. Lane leads it 2-1.
Barker tries a little fireman's carry, and Peyton sprawls real heavy and keeps his hips back. Barker, then he reshots, but they're right on the edge, and they go out of bounds.
Lane almost countered with a front headlock, and then as Barker kind of relaxed, he shot deep in again, but as Benny said, outside the circle when he finished it off.
10 seconds left. Peyton leading 2-1 right now. Back to center, whistle start. On their feet. Barker does that fireman's again. Peyton keeps his hip, though, and gets around. He got turned to his hip and got it back somehow.
Somehow is the correct terminology, because sometimes he gets in areas and you're thinking he is in deep trouble, and the next thing you know, he's turned it back around.
You can imagine a cat. You hold him upside down with their feet in the air, 3 inches off the ground, and you let him go, and that's the way, Peyton is.
That's a great analogy.
His hips just come back around so fast that it's kept him from getting taken down twice.
Barker's out of Ulysses.
Peyton will start in the down position here in the second period, still leading 2-1. Gets his head through, possibly a reversal. He's got to get his leg back. It's pretty high. Parker comes up and still has Peyton's leg, but Peyton scrambles through and gets a 2 reversal. They give him
4-1 lead. He's got the leg, trying to get him back down to the mat.
Kind of gave him a bonus on the 2. It should have maybe been 1, but he's still fighting to try to keep that position. There he cuts across. Getting back point. Good job right here. Really awkward position. He's almost got him pinned, but we can't quite see that other shoulder.
They repositions. I thought he was going to get the head caught. Still in great position, almost cradling it up, but he's locked the legs in on top of it.
Parker's kind of hooked Peyton's far leg and to keep him from coming around, because if Peyton could get around, you'd get more pressure on the top of Parker. Now they go out of bounds, but Peyton gets that 3 back points, so now leads 7-1.
59 seconds left. A win here, and you're on the medal stand later today. A loss, your season comes to a close. This is the consolation quarters.
Go back to center. Peyton will start on the left side on top, leading 7-1. 59 seconds remaining here in the second period.
7-1 lead for Lane. Now Barker to his feet takes a deep shot in on Peyton.
This time he gets that fireman's, and he gets him turned, and Peyton couldn't get them hips back, but he doesn't give up any back points.
So Lane leading 7-4, 41 seconds left here in the second period. Working from underneath now after the takedown by Barker of Ulysses.
So it's 7-1, but now it's 7-4.
He had the...
He got a takedown.
Right.
So anyway, we got Dalton Parker on top of Peyton right now, going on the edge of the mat.
I think they gave escape and then takedown, not a reversal.
Okay. So
10 seconds left.
Dalton Parker has the ball and chain. He's trying to come around to the outside. They're on the edge of the mat.
3 seconds left.
Peyton's comfortable with where he's at. He's just going to belly down and run that period out.
So we go to the final 2 minutes, and Peyton Lane leads it 7-4. Ulysses' choice, and it'll be Barker taking down, of course, trailing by 3.
Peyton needs to burn quite a bit of clock if he can get him stopped and get him tied up. Peyton goes right to an ankle. Peyton's driving across, and he kind of comes upward. Parker trying to get to his feet. Peyton cuts that off.
Now steps
back
across.
Points. Give us back points.
He's going to get some near fall points, maybe at least 2. See what they award here. It will be 2 near fall points, and he's going to have a 9-4 lead now. 1:37 to work. Still riding.
Dalton Parker tried a little set-out switch, and Peyton kind of rolled him to his back and got 2 quick flashes. And now Dalton Parker still has that switch arm out, holding Peyton, though, so Peyton's almost like a shot on him, and Peyton's trying to get around from behind and get into position, but hasn't gotten there yet.
1:13 to work.
Trying to crotch lift him right now. He can get him turned. He's going to get some more back points. It's close.
Not quite the angle he needs. Now he rolls through, and he's going to get reversed. out of that position, 9-6 he'll lead.
Well, Parker now comes to the outside, comes around behind. Peyton gets his hips up. Parker sticks a leg in for a cross body.
45 seconds to go in the match. Peyton Lane leads it 9-6.
Peyton needs to get his head up. He's going to get warned here if he does try to get something going. He's got a hold of Parker's left or right wrist, and he's hanging on to it tight.
33 seconds to work. He leads by 3.
So Parker trying to get to the outside, kind of cradle Peyton up, and Peyton grabs a hold of the wrist. Hangs on, 23 seconds, still up 9-6.
Still Parker trying to turn, and Lane just hanging in there with a 3-point lead down to 13 seconds.
So Parker goes to the side of Peyton, trying to get his head in Peyton's side to kind of bring him up, and he can't do it. So
now 4 seconds.
This will be very generous to Peyton because he's just kind of burned out this clock to win this match.
Peyton Lane is on to the medal stand. He'll be in the consolation semifinals as he knocks off Dalton Barker here. And Peyton Lane, his 35th win of the season and his second already today to get into the third already today to get to the consolation semifinals. He will have Juergens, the third-ranked wrestler out of Scott City.
It'll be a great match, but this was a good one right here. And Peyton did a lot early to really get that head start, and that paid off in the long run.
9-6, the final. Peyton Lane, I said his 32nd win today, puts him into the consolation semifinals against Juergens of Scott City. We still have Zeb Bloom to go in this round at 220 pounds. We'll bring you back live with his match when he takes it here at the state championships. Back once again, we bring you to the state championships, and Zeb Bloom checking in the consolation quarterfinals, a chance to move on to the medal stand as he's matched up here at 220 pounds.
Started out just hand fighting right here in the middle of the mat. Zeb's got a 2-on-1. Right now, he's getting a 2-on-1 against him. Just going back and forth on that on the Russian tie. Head to head, kind of swinging to the outside, close to the edge of the mat. Zeb reverses the roll, gets the 2-on-1, and for himself now.
Bloom taking on Tel Whitmer. He is number 6 ranked in the state, 26-11.
A very, very strong-looking individual, kind of a short, stocky guy. There he gets the front headlock on Zeb. Holds it down. Zeb just kind of powers out of it. Gets the leg, but they go out of bounds.
14 seconds to work in the first period. No score. Bloom back to center and neutral against the Holton wrestler, Whitmer.
Whitmer grabs Zeb's hand. Now Zeb goes to 2-on-1 rushing again. Short time here, 8 seconds left. The first period. 0-0 score.
And we'll go to the second period with no score. The coin toss belongs to Bloom.
That 1 minute period just goes very fast. It's pretty active there, but no score yet. They will take the down position to start the second period, 0-0.
So underway and a quick escape. Just a couple of seconds in.
Came right to his feet, cleared his hands, and got a good escape right there right away to lead 1-0 now.
Just underway in the second period. Now they're both standing. Bloom still trying to work that 2-on-1. Now he goes to collar tie.
It's funny because they would just go from one guy having the 2-on-1 rush to the other guy having it's just back and forth. And right now Whitmer has it. Zeb kind of gets an underhook with that left arm. Got good head position here.
Both wrestlers wanting to do the same thing, obviously.
Only about a foot from the edge of the outside circle. They're both working them arms again.
Minute 20 in the second. Zeb Bloom leading 1-0.
Whitmer now has Zeb in a 2-on-1 rush. Trying to kind of bring him around. Goes to an outside leg, and Zeb blocks that off. Back to center. So it's just hand fighting and collar tying. There's a front headlock by Whitmer. Goes to a lower leg. Zeb blocks it off with a sprawl, and they go out of bounds.
He had that blocked so nicely. If they hadn't gone out of bounds, he might have gotten a takedown off the shot that was taken by his opponent.
Got him, but there's a little... Zeb tried to get a leg, but Whitmer got his arm and caught it, so that stopped his movement. Still in the center. Collar ties. 47 seconds left here in the second period. Zeb Bloom leading 1-0.
Whitmer got here after winning his first round match, then losing at the quarters.
Both wrestlers heavy hands, still working those arms, trying to get 2-on-1 and trying to move each other around.
Now Bloom pushing a lot of pressure toward Whitmer, toward the edge. 26 to work in the second period.
We've seen Whitmer's not afraid to shoot with the outside leg. And right now, Zeb's trying to push him out of bounds, and Whitmer kind of circles back to the middle, gets the 2-on-1 on Zeb. Zeb tries a heel trip. Not there.
10 seconds to work. Bloom leads it 1-0 in a second.
Zeb's trying to get that far leg, but Whitmer just keeps grabbing his arm as he does it. He can't reach in and get a hold of it. Now there's the end of the second period.
So we go to the final 2 minutes. Bloom leads 1-0, and Whitmer will take the down position with his choice now to start the third. This match for a trip to the medal stand and into the consolation semifinals.
Zeb starts on the left side. Whitmer comes straight to his feet. Zeb lifts him, rolls him, takes him right back to the mat, flattens him out. Whitmer very, very strong, though, gets his hips right back up. Zeb breaks him back down. They're kind of on the edge of the mat. Zeb's trying to work them arms, try and get a half in.
Now they circle outside. Zeb Bloom burns 20 seconds off the third period clock riding and still leads at 1-0.
We watched Whitmer in his last match. It went all the way, and he was running out of gas towards the end. So Zeb needs to stay hard on him and try to ride him out. Whitmer got a false start. He came up too soon, so they blow the whistle and caution him.
Bloom leads at 1-0, a minute 35 to work in the match.
Restart. Zeb gets on the left side. What's the start? Whitmer comes to his feet. Zeb's going to have to lift him again. Whitmer clears a hand, though, and gets away.
So a 1-1 tie with a minute 28 to work.
All going to come down to a takedown here. Whitmer gets an outside leg of Zeb. He's trying to block it off, and he backs away and gets away.
So they step outside the circle, and back to center they come. Whitmer had a pretty good look at the outside leg, but Bloom able to fight it off. 1-1 tie.
Whitmer gets 2-on-1, lets it go. Zeb gets 2-on-1. It's just back and forth on those.
Collar tie-in now by Bloom.
Forehead to forehead. A lot of action right now. Whitmer goes to a front headlock to Zeb, trying to milk him down. Zeb doesn't let him do it.
Breaks away from it. Now they tie back up. Bloom with the 2-on-1. Near the edge.
Whitmer's got a 2-on-1 now as Zeb. Zeb tried to heel trip it again, but he couldn't get that arm free.
38 seconds to work in the match. Bloom tied 1-1.
Underhooked by Zeb, and Whitmer just kind of reverses it. A lot of arm activity between the two, and head-to-head, off ear to ear.
25 seconds. Single leg shot in by Whitmer, trying to keep Bloom on the mat, and now outside they go and back to center.
Whitmer just kind of reaches down and grabs Zeb's outside leg, and Zeb's been good enough to get enough force in him with his hips to keep it blocking from picking it up off the mat. 15
seconds left in regulation. A 1-1 tie for Zeb Bloom here at 2:20. Deep shot in by Whitmer.
Zeb did get his hips back. He's powering forward. He's trying to get around. They go out of bounds.
Outside the circle with 3 seconds remaining. Whitmer had a deep shot, and as Benny said, great hips by Zeb Bloom, and he almost got a takedown of his own.
3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. End of regulation, tied 1-1.
Headed to overtime. 1 minute first period overtime. If there's no scoring in this period, they'll go to the 2 30-second overtimes after that. There's a deep shot by Whitmer.
Gosh, Zeb did a good job again with them hips. Whitmer's getting in pretty deep on Zeb, and he blocks you, hits him with them hips, stops him. Whitmer's got to be getting tired of that. Zeb's got an underhook, trying to drive across, trying to reach.
And near the edge.
Go out of bounds.
Just had that left foot go out for Zeb Bloom, or he'd had the takedown.
That's been about, 3 times. It's been very close. They go back to center. 38 seconds remaining here in the first overtime period.
There's a shot by Whitmer
for an outside single.
Zeb's done a good job with this thus far, and he does get out of it again here. Now near the edge, they again whistle him to a stop.
Go back to center. Whitmer's just gasping for air. They go back.
Bloom ready to go. So conditioning could be a big factor here. We said that coming in.
Zeb's got 2-on-1. There he goes. Zeb tried a shot on the bottom. Whitmer blocks it. He's trying to come in behind. Zeb gets out of it.
The winner's got nothing left in the tank, it looks like to me. 13 seconds left. Bloom leaning in on him.
I agree, because he had good position there, and Zeb got out of that.
5. First overtime. Bloom goes for a shot.
Shoulder shot, and it's not there.
And we'll go to the second overtime.
Whitmer's just gasping, got bent over and gasping for air.
Zeb already down in position, ready to go.
Takes the down spot. Whitworth's kind of taking his time.
Holden coach saying, breathe as deep as you can, and now we got to go. Again, Bloom has been down there waiting for a while. Whitmer finally leans in, and we're underway. Bloom quickly to his feet, reaches back for a leg, maybe a reversal here. Nope.
Whitmer's got him tied.
There's the escape, so Bloom leads it.
Deb needs to just hopefully he's got something in the tank. If he just keep powering forward, this kid's going to run out of gas.
13 seconds in overtime.
You know Zeb's tired, too. He's giving up a lot of weight.
Little arm drag by Bloom. Couldn't quite catch it. 5 seconds remaining. They lean on each other as a shot in by Bloom.
Whitmer goes to a front headlock trying to milk Zeb down, and they run out of time.
So we'll go to the third overtime here. If Zeb can ride him, and there's a good possibility the way Whitmer's acting on the mat right now.
He can stop that initial stand-up,
right,
and it's going to help a bunch. And Zeb's got to bust him with everything he can right now on this whistle start. Just block his knees and power him forward and spiral him down.
So if Bloom can ride him out.
Whitmer sets out. Bloom gets it back, kind of follows. He's keeping him down.
He's got him flattened right now. Whitmer gets his hips up.
Zeb trying to stay underneath the arms and stay heavy on the head.
Now goes to the opposite side. Good move there. Down to 14 seconds.
Whitmer tries to clear his hands. He does. He comes to his feet. Zeb's trying to fall. He does.
Gets him back to the mat with 7.
He's riding hard. They're right on the edge, though. He needs to keep him in.
Trying to drag him back 2 seconds. 1 second to his feet. And Zeb Bloom gets it done. 2-1 in overtime. Both of these wrestlers are gassed right now, Benny.
They are, and they both are just kind of look at each other like, my God, I'm glad that's over.
What a performance by Crash. Zeb Bloom is headed to the medal stand. He'll be in the consolation semifinals along with Peyton Lane and Gavin Ware in the next round. Now, we did find out they're going to take a 30-minute break here, that this round is over, a quick 30-minute lunch break before they start the consolation semifinals. So we know we've got that break coming up. But in the next round, it'll be a fun one. All 5 that are still alive know they're medaling. Now it's a matter of where they put themselves on that stand. We'll have the consolation semifinal round coming up. That will feature, again, Peyton Lane, Gavin Ware, and Zeb Bloom here on KCLY. 152-pound weight class, consolation semifinals. Peyton Lane knows he'll be on the medal stand later on today. It's now a matter of whether he gets to wrestle for 3rd place in the consolation finals or in 5th place. A win here puts him in that 3rd place matchup. Peyton Lane at 152 pounds. His opponent is going to be Jarrett Juergens, 3rd-ranked wrestler in the state. He made it out to the semifinals before losing a 5-1 decision. So big battle here for the Tigers against the Scott City wrestler Jarrett Juergens. And we are on the mat, checked in, and we are underway at 152 pounds, consolation semifinal match.
Peyton's put some good matches today together, and that's for sure, and he's going to have to do it again right here.
Shot in by Juergens as a single leg, tripoded up. Peyton trying to bounce for balance.
Juergens got the leg. He's got it all the way up on his shoulder, tips it up high enough that Peyton bellies down, and he covers for 2. So Peyton behind by 2 here with 30 seconds left, first period.
1 minute first period consolations, as you are aware of. So a quick one, but it is a 2-0 lead for Juergens of Scott City over the Tigers' Peyton Lane.
Juergens covering, draping Peyton pretty hard. Now he goes and gets the ball and chain, so now he's going to just kind of sit in here, and Peyton's trying to clear that hand.
11 seconds left. It's flattened out. He hasn't been turned yet. Now Juergens trying to lift and tilt. 3 seconds, 2 seconds.
Peyton knows where he's at on the edge of the mat, and he could have maybe scuffled out, but ran out of time. So still down by 2. Juergens wins the toss and defers. Peyton takes his feet.
They'll go neutral to start the second period with Lane trailing here 2-0. Shot in by Lane, countered by Juergens, and he's going to come in behind and lead it 4-0.
Wow, Juergens is like quick as a cat, isn't he? Because Peyton went in for a shot, and he just blocked it and spun around him. We're very, very fast to get that 2 points. Juergens tough on top. You can tell he's rides hard, and we didn't want to go to the bottom to start that second period, and he's riding hard again here.
Minute 34 to work. Lane trailing 4-0. Consolation semifinals with Gavin Ware and Zeb Bloom still coming in this round.
Got the time clock and score blocking my view very good.
Yeah, same thing here.
Pulls Peyton over for a quick 2-point tilt, but Peyton's getting away. It looks like it possibly he's going to get a point for escape. He's on his feet facing. Tries to go through for a heel trip. Jurgens just throws him to his back. So Peyton's now struggling to get off his back.
He does get turned over. Jurgens so strong at 152, almost pulled Lane back onto the mat. He does lead at 8-0.
Got 2 quick back points there, which were very quick.
Right.
So Peyton in battle here. He's down by 8. 1 minute left in the second period.
Back underway. Jurgens riding. He's ridden this period pretty well. He's got a Lundy arm in underneath right now.
Just powerful and stays in good position. He's trying another tilt. Peyton tries to come through, and he does, but Jurgens kind of smothers across. Peyton tried to pancake him, and as they go out of bounds, Peyton looks like he's grimacing a little bit. And he's maybe hurt something, but coming back, gets up, looks all right, I guess, walking back the middle, and he'll be in the down position.
Like he got something twisted in a way he didn't like, and he got up and kind of shook it off, and now he's back in the middle, 38 seconds to work.
Jurgens gets on, and he puts his hand right in the middle of Peyton's back, and then he comes and gets set, which should be illegal, but he's done it twice, and they haven't done anything about it. But right now, Jurgens is riding hard. Peyton's trying to get his hands cleared, trying to get something going here.
20 seconds to work in the second period, and again, Jurgens leading Peyton Lane 8-0.
We knew Jurgens ranked 3 in the state. It was going to be a tough match, and
right.
He's showing why he was ranked 3rd.
Down to 5 seconds now, and he leads 8-0.
Jurgens hooks in a leg for a cross body, and he's twisting around, and there the time runs out in the second period.
So choice for the third period. Jurgens takes down.
Let's see if Peyton can get him stopped and get something going on top. Peyton's got a couple pins here today, so Jurgens kind of tries to set out. Peyton follows, stays in there, tries to go with a cradle on the inside. Jurgens trying to push it across. Peyton keeps on riding. Jurgens is an awkward wrestler. And it just kind of keeps pushing. Peyton's trying to stay in control. They're both on the edge of the mat. Jurgens, I thought, was out of bounds.
And now they're going to award. Now they whistle it outside. It's Coach Michael Brownell asking questions of the official.
They gave him 2 for reversal, and his foot was out of bounds. It should have been stopped long before that got to that point.
The officials are at least discussing it. And they are coming to the scores table.
1 escape.
Okay. So 9-0. Lane will trail with 1:35 to go in the match. Peyton's been in a couple of positions where he's kind of scrambled through, which is typical, Peyton Lane, but almost got Jurgens to his back, although now Jurgens has got a takedown and straight to a cradle, although I think he's given up the cradle.
Jurgens did a quick arm drag, and while he was dragging the arm, reached down and grabbed Peyton's ankle and got a hold of that. That's what stopped Peyton from being able to get away from it. And then he came on around for the 2 points.
Trying to slip a half in there, Jurgens, right now, but Lane to his feet. Still 1:02 to go, down 11-0.
Jurgens does have a Lundy arm, I think, so he gets him back down to the mat. Now he goes across, drapes for a far side cradle. He's got it hooked up. Peyton's trying to keep him getting pulled back. There, Jurgens just powers him back.
He's trying to near-fall points.
Giving up some points.
Now he rolls out of it. It'll be 14-1.
Peyton really is on her feet now. He's going to have to take him down to his back, so got 30 seconds to do so. Jurgens does a high cross, comes in from behind. Peyton's trying to torque him back, but he can't get it. Jurgens has got a half in and gets 2 more.
Ended as a tech fall at 16-1. Peyton Lane will drop to the 5th place matchup, which will be the immediate round following this one. And we still have Gavin Ware for the Tigers and Zeth Bloom in this round to wrestle in the consolation semis. Peyton Lane a 16-1 tech fall loss to the 3rd-ranked wrestler in the state out of Scott City, Jurgens. Stay with us. We'll be back when Gavin Ware is set to wrestle here in Salina. Come back to the state championships here in Class 4A. Rocky Downing along with Benny Wallace. We have Bernie Vancilla Engineering back at home, and the Clay Center Tigers right now have 2 left to wrestle in the consolation semifinals. Kind of get you caught up to date on what the Tigers have going. 6, of course, came into the state championship. All 6 got a chance to wrestle on Saturday. Reed Knitter took a loss in his first-round match against the second-ranked wrestler in the state, Hirschberger, and so that knocked him out of the tournament. But 5 are going to medal for the Tigers. We know that much. The Clay Center Tigers will see Peyton Lane wrestling for 5th place. That'll be the next round following this. He lost the semifinals to the third-ranked wrestler in the state. Peyton, though, has knocked off both 5 and 6, getting his way to the backside and a chance to medal. He'll either have 5th or 6th before this weekend is wrapped up. Also for the Tigers, we move to the matches we're waiting to take place in the consolation semis, and that's Gavin Ware at 195. Now, he has not wrestled today yet. He's been waiting around for his chance to go after losing in the championship semis last night. And so Gavin Ware will be coming up at 195. He is on deck for the next match that comes available in his weight class. And then at 220, Zeb Bloom, who lost his first match of the tournament and hasn't lost since, and he's wrestled his way in winning a thrilling overtime victory to get to this position.
You know, to say 5 of the 6 are going to come away with a medal is pretty darn good, because going in, we knew it was going to be a tough weekend for the Tigers and some of the matchups and everything else. But to have 5 of them going through and going to get a stand up on that medal stand tonight and get that put around their neck is pretty awesome.
It is very awesome, and then they'll have that chance for 2 to wrestle for the championship later on, individual titles, and that is Hunter Mullen at 160 and Ryan Tears at 182. So that gives you the 5 that are going to medal. We still have this round coming up with Gavin Ware at 195, Zeb Bloom at 220. It may be a situation we have them both on the mat at the same time as they run the 4 mats here through this round and next round. There'll still be 4 mats going here at the state championship. Stay with us. We'll take this time out, come back, and have Gavin Ware or Zeb Bloom, or maybe both, on the mat when we return. Welcome back once again to Salina for a state championship wrestling here on KCLY for the Clay Center Tigers. 5, as you know, are medaling. Peyton Lane will be wrestling for 5th and 6th in the round after this. In this round, we still have in the consolation semifinals Gavin Ware at 195, next available, and Zeb Bloom as well. It might be about 30 seconds away, I think, from Zeb's mat opening up. Team standings, Abilene's having a good run this weekend, to say the least. 114.5 points right now. Second place is Andale, 84.5. Bonner Springs in third, 79.5, and the Tigers of Clay Center are in 4th place at 70 points. Right behind them, at 3 points back, is Andover Central. So in the top 5 right now, and there's still a lot of points to be made if the Tigers can keep it going.
Yeah, that's it. You got to just keep on going and keep on getting those victories. And, you know, Reed Knitter was only 2 matches away from getting a medal out of the back.
Doubt.
He was very close also, but great job by the Tiger team this weekend, I think, for some of the positions we had to start in and get 2 out the front, and then medal 3 more in the back.
Tigers waiting for Gavin Ware and Zeb Bloom to get a chance to go on the mat. Let's take a 30-second timeout. Should have a mat open when we come back.
When you grow corn or soybeans for a living, you are always looking for the latest advances to help your fields be more profitable. That's why it's time to turn to Channel. When you plant Elite Channel seed products, you also get the services of your very own Channel seedsman. You see, your seedsman works with you year-round to make the most of your operation.
Call Greg Fitzenmeyer, your Channel seed dealer and proud supporter of the Tiger Wrestlers. Good luck on your continued success.
And it's Gavin Ware's mat that opens up first, and so we'll get set to go at 195 pounds in the consolation semifinals. Gavin made it out to the championship semis yesterday before losing, and now he gets a good shot in. Single goes to a double, takes his man down early, and he's up 2-0. Great start for Gavin Ware.
Was outside single, and then now he lets him go, gets away, and gets another 2 quick takedown. He's trying to get it following. Reckerman from Abilene back to his feet. Gavin takes him back to the mat. He's got a Lundy with knee in the hole right now, so he got him slowed down a little bit. Reckerman gets his arm back. Now Gavin blocks it back down. He gets it sunk in, I think. Hard to see from this angle. Looks like he's got that arm bar in, and he's posted the forearm.
It almost looks like he's trying to dig a chicken wing. Now he gives that arm up, actually. He didn't have it down below.
trying to dig that chicken wing in, couldn't quite get there.
Our corner won the lead.
Trying to get away. 6 seconds, 7. They go 7 seconds. They go out of bounds. So back to center.
And I believe Zeb Bloom will be checking in momentarily too. We'll keep an eye on that, but he should be just about to take the match.
Ackerman hits a quick switch and gets up to his feet, and so Gavin gives up 1. So at the end of the first period, Gavin Ware's leading 4-2 over Logan Reckerman from Abilene.
So Cowboy Tiger matchup. Zeb Bloom is checking in as we speak, so we'll have both these guys on the mat at the same time. You want to stay with Gavin?
Sure. Whistle start. Gavin's on top. Reckerman comes straight to his feet, and he can't hold his hands, and he breaks away to get a point. So Gavin now leads 4-3 early in the second.
Zeb Bloom just underway in his matchup at 220 pounds.
Where hits that fireman, pulls it down, comes across the waist, gets 2 for the takedown. Only 1 flag, I think, for nope. 2 for back also. So Gavin Ware leads 8-3 here in the second with 1.5 minutes left.
Zeb Bloom's got a 2-on-1 kind of locked in, trying to work on his feet right now. His opponent is Cole Edwards, 31-9, a junior. Now they break apart. Edwards out of Augusta.
Gavin Ware riding hard right now, staying right in the middle. Reckerman comes to his feet. Gavin's trying to get his arm and trying to do something. Reckerman pulls him away and gets his escape, gets 1. So Gavin still leads 8-4.
Forehead to forehead for Bloom right now against Edwards. Zeb is scoreless with 7 seconds left.
Gavin Ware gets a fireman's cradle, takes him down. Now he goes to a half, turns him to his back, and rolls him right on through. No back point.
First period closes for Zeb Bloom. No score in his matchup against Cole Edwards of Augusta. It's Bloom's choice, and he will take the down position.
Gavin Ware leads 10-4 here, 36 seconds left in the second period. Reckerman comes to his feet again. Zeb's not being able to get him back to the mat, so he lets him go and gives him another escape to lead 10-5.
Bloom near the edge of the mat. They whistle him to a stop. He had gotten to his feet a couple of times. Now back to center they come. Just underway in the second period for Bloom.
Gavin Ware is still on his feet. 10 seconds left here in the second period.
Zeb Bloom to his feet, trying to peel those hands right on the edge, circling back in, and now pulled off the mat. They'll stop it with 1:44 to go second period. Still no score.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End of second period. Gavin Ware almost gets a takedown right there at the end, but they don't give him the point.
Zeb Bloom just steps out and is able to get the escape, so he leads 1-0 with 1:35 to go. Zeb coming off an overtime thriller to get to the medal stand here in the consolation semis. He's up 1-0.
Gavin Ware started on the bottom position here in the third, leading 10-5, and he comes to his feet. Reckerman kind of trips him back forward, and he has to go back down. Then he gets right back up. Now he's trying to peel hands, turning face. He's almost there. Turns and gets the escape, so leads 11-5.
Bloom still locked up. Collar ties in the middle, trying to fight for some hand control. 1:02 to work. Now they break apart and come back and butt heads together.
Reckerman tries to get 2-on-1. Nothing going on. Butch just standing in the middle on their feet.
Now Bloom's got a 2-on-1 against 10. They tries to go down the leg, and he steps away from it. They lock back up. 46 seconds to work second period. 1-0. Bloom leading.
Gavin tried that fireman's and missed it, so Reckerman takes advantage of it and gets a 2-point takedown. So now Gavin's leading 11-7 here. 1 minute remaining in the third period.
Zeb Bloom against Cole Edwards of Augusta. Edwards tried a couple of chuck buys. Bloom tries one of his own. That's not there for either. 21 seconds in the second period. Bloom up 1-0.
Zeb trying to keep a good base. Reckerman gets into a little fits, and Gavin mule kicks out of that, comes up to his feet, gets taken back down to the mat. Still leading 11-7, 40 seconds left. Now he gets an escape, leading 12-7, 35 seconds left here in the third.
Bloom had a trip on the edge and had a takedown, but he was out of bounds when he finished it. So 5 seconds left at the second. They will go to the third period with Bloom leading 1-0.
Gavin Ware leading 12-7 still here. 20 seconds remaining in the third. Just kind of collar tying and trying to turn and face center, but he goes out of bounds.
Bloom will be in the up position to begin the final 2 minutes, and he leads 1-0. Augusta's Cole Edwards with the choice and took down.
Gavin shoots in and gets that outside single, trying to power through it, get into a double, trying to wrap the waist. He could end up with 2 here. He does, so he leads 14-7, 2-1-0. So Gavin Ware advances on to the third and fourth place match.
14-7 final there. Zeb Bloom still leading 1-0. Edwards standing up, and Bloom's going to be warned for stalling as he was holding on, trying to keep him in position and not allow the escape. Bloom leads at 1-0, a minute 39 left in the third. Zeb asking for an explanation, got it from the official, and gave a nod of affirmation. Now he goes on to work on top with a 1-0 lead. Edwards to his feet. Bloom goes down to the leg, now tries to trip, but does get back in behind and gets him back down to the mat.
It's that Lundy arm, looks like he's trying to tie it up, staying in behind, staying heavy on the top. They're close to the out of bounds. They're going to kind of pushing forward. Ackerman gets one.
They gave a reversal.
He's going out of bounds.
Wow. So Bloom's going to trail 2-1. He'll be in a down position. He was able to get away, of course, in the second period. So quickly to his feet. Edwards in behind. Zeb reaches back for a leg. Now they're going to warn Edwards for stalling. So both have been warned.
I could see one there possibly, but they gave the 2. So now we're down by 1 point. Zeb's on the bottom.
Whistle start. Again, Edwards goes down and ties the leg up.
They have to do something with it. Now he trips forward. Zeb puts pressure on his hand and goes back down to the mat and gets flattened out.
50 seconds to work. Bloom down by 1. Edwards riding right now, draped on him, trying to slip the half in. Now Zeb gets his hips up, gets to his feet. Edwards just in behind, hanging on to him. 39 seconds left, and they'll come back to center. Both have been warned for stalling, so Edwards can't just hang on to him.
With the Dorsch going, come on, let's go, kind of gives him the motion. Let's get going. Zeb comes right to his feet. Ackerman goes down, just goes to that leg again. Got a hold of it. Just
near the edge.
He just got it under. He's not doing anything with it. He's just holding on.
26 seconds. Now he looks to trip. Bloom back down to the mat near the edge. Edwards chops the arm. 20 seconds remaining.
19, and they go out of bounds.
So back to center. Zeb Bloom down by 1. Can he get it to overtime?
A little gas. He's going to have to get it a little more in his tank. He's got 19 seconds to get away.
Down 2-1. Whistle start.
Ackerman goes right to the crotch lift. Zeb comes up again.
13 to work, and there's another stall warning, so that's a point for Bloom, and now he's tied it, and an escape could win it. Edwards just hanging on to him. The Augusta coach wants to talk with the official, but you know that official's talking to those wrestlers on the mat. It's not out of the blue that stall comes in, and Edwards hasn't done much.
2-2 is what they got it right now.
That should be the score.
Okay.
The escape or the penalty point tied it, and now an escape could win it for Bloom as he goes back in that down position.
We'll take a few extra breaths of air. That's fine. Zeb tries to come right up. Ackerman goes to an ankle.
8 seconds remaining.
Just hooks the leg.
5 seconds. Bloom to his feet.
Trying to come up.
Peels the hands, turns and faces.
Ackerman goes to that leg.
And they'll go out of bounds as the buzzer goes off. So we are headed to overtime again for Zeb Bloom. 2-2 tie.
On their feet, back to the center.
Zeb just coming off of that overtime a moment ago.
Got a collar tie. Ackerman does an overshock. Comes in behind Zeb. Zeb's still got his feet. Now Ackerman goes down to a leg. Zeb's got his leg up. He's only on 1 foot.
Ackerman bouncing.
Zeb's trying to get his hip back. He's whizzering.
There's the edge now. Still has the leg, Edwards.
On the line. He lets him come forward, and he covers.
And he gets the win in overtime over Bloom. Edwards has the leg up, and as Benny pointed out, stepped out of bounds, but the official didn't see it, and so Bloom ends up getting taken down after a tremendous fight, and he'll be wrestling for 5th place for the Tigers. What an effort.
It was. And he had such a battle through to get to this point. And he was running out of gas.
Oh,
he
there's
had
no doubt.
A couple of tough matches prior to this match.
Zeb Bloom, what a battle against his matchup here in Cole Edwards of Augusta. It was
the difference between Cole Edwards, that's his first match of the day.
Exactly.
and Zeb's had to battle his way through and just was running out of gas in his tank.
The second overtime for Bloom. He won the first one, a loss in this one by 2. The 2-point takedown, the difference. 4-2 is your final. We'll head to the 5th place matchups. We have 2 wrestling in that round at 152 Peyton Lane and at 220 Zeb Bloom. They will go right into that round when this round wraps up. They have 1 match left to wrestle. When we are ready to go with Lane and Bloom, the 5th place matches, we'll have those live here on KCLY. 5th place on the line as Peyton Lane takes the mat here at 152 pounds. Consolation 5th place matchup. Peyton Lane at 152, and he has Caden Searcy, Tonganoxie. It's a wrestler he's faced before this year, and you heard Coach Bigorge with us earlier on the air that he did beat him with a close one, though.
Very close, and right now they came out, tied up. Caden kind of pushed Peyton around, and they went off the mat, so they go back to center. Short periods again on the first period, down to 30 seconds left. There's a shot by Caden, and he gets blocked off, whizzes it out of bounds.
And 2 wrestlers in this round for 5th place. Zeb Bloom coming up at 220. In fact, they've already said he's in the hole, so he's a couple of matches away from taking the mat. Back underway for Peyton Lane. No score, 20 to work, first period.
Searcy kind of being a little bit more the aggressor. Peyton's had to block off a couple of shots. That's all right. That's how Peyton likes to work. Pearson gets an outside leg. Peyton kind of bits that whizzer in. There he does a duck under on one side. He gets blocked off and gets thrown to the mat for 2 and no back. Just 2 points takedown. Oh, my.
They gave the 2 points.
Wow. Okay.
So the takedown took place right on the edge. The buzzer was sounding for the end of the period, and I thought the secondary official waved it off.
Well, he did too, but he just stands back there and watches. So Peyton's down 4-0 going into the second period. He'll start on bottom.
So Peyton's going to trail 4-0, as Benny said.
It's a tough little hole to start out with, so Peyton's going to have to get off the ground, get off his hips, and get up and get away.
Just the second period, minute 45, so a long way to go here. It's down 4-0. Does have his hips up a bit, but Searcy certainly staying in right behind.
Searcy kind of just staying real heavy on Peyton, keeping his legs flat, trying to work the upper body, and Peyton finally gets his hips up. Now Peyton's trying to peel hands, control them.
Got the leg loose for a moment. Now it's stepping back over and staying in behind is Searcy.
We've seen Peyton work like this on the bottom. He kind of likes to reach back and get a leg and end up with a reversal, but right now Searcy's doing a good job of just staying in good position, and Peyton hasn't been able to do anything out of this.
1 minute remains. We're in the second period, laying down 4-0.
Searcy just hanging on right in the middle, just kind of keeping Peyton's hips down, blocking his legs.
Wrenching the arm across the back of Peyton Lane. 44 seconds left, second period.
Searcy not doing anything, but he's not getting called for anything. He finally tries to work outside, and then he gets stopped the match. What for?
Stalemate or
didn't call anything.
Didn't call anything. It just stopped it and put him back at center. It's actually not a bad thing for Peyton, but it's an odd call. Gets to his feet now.
Searcy pulls him back down to the mat.
28 to work. We're in the second period, laying down 4-0. Now we've got a injury timeout.
He's holding his elbow, or he's
in some pain right now in the middle of the mat.
I don't know what he's holding, his wrist or his elbow. He's facing away from us. And
it was that left arm that Searcy had across Peyton's back. He was barring it across and really wrenching on it. And that's the arm he's having looked at right now in some pain.
Really tell they're away from us, and they can't tell what they're really working on. Coaches are looking at it along with the medic.
So they continue to,
like Rocky said, well, is this hurt? Is this hurt? Like, okay, I think I'm all right. So
he does say he's okay and heads back to center with
it's on 45 seconds left.
45 in the period. Then they were back underway.
He tries a little switch on the whistle start.
It is 22 seconds. It's in the period, second period. Lane down 4-0.
Well, Cersei's got the Lundy, and Peyton gets to his feet. He's pretty close to out of bounds. He tries to heel trip him. Peyton tries to get a switch.
9
tries
seconds.
to come around. He gets around him.
On the edge.
2.
They will give an escape. I can't see what they've awarded on the edge.
I think he gave 1.
They only gave 1.
Crazy.
Could have been an escape and a 2-point takedown. Wow.
So we are down 4-1 here at the end of the second period, and we'll start the third period, and Peyton will be on top.
So Peyton Lane down 4-1. We're about 4 points played out there that we're not real convinced on, but Peyton Lane's going to have to fight through it. Working up top.
Going it out to the side, tried to shoot a half, wasn't there. Let go of it, went to the other side. Dalton Piercy comes to his feet. Peyton's trying to lift. Trying to heel trip. Finally
back to the
mat.
It's the half in, kind of. Doesn't have it in solid at all, and Cersei pulls it away.
Piercy got a hold of it. Dalton comes to the outside like he wants to cradle. Piercy comes to his feet, gets an escape.
So 1:24 left. Peyton Lane down 5-1.
Peyton's going to have to work hard. Only a minute 15 seconds left here.
Those wrestlers leaning in on each other.
Oh, Cersei's got an inside tie, just kind of blocking, holding Peyton's other wrist, and just drives him out of bounds.
1:04 left in the match. Peyton Lane trailing 5-1 for 5th place at state.
Go out of bounds over by Coach Brownell, saying, we got to go. We got to get something going. And so Peyton goes in and is pretty active with the hands. Trying to heel trip, nothing there.
Got control of the arm. Down near the edge, they go outside the circle with 50 seconds left to work. Lane down 5-1.
Piercy does an underhook, just kind of stops it, just kind of tries to push him around. There's an overshoot by Peyton. He's got a leg picked up. Now he's got to get him to the mat. Piercy's got a wizard. Peyton's trying to trip him backwards. That doesn't work. Trying to get that leg in front of him.
Reaches across with the leg, does kind of trip, but now he's got his head down, buried a bit. They go outside the circle. Peyton Lane, great work down there, but unable to get points out of it.
Piercy got that whizzer in just enough that he forced Peyton down on the mat, and then they went out of bounds. Back to center, 25 seconds left. Peyton Lane's still down by 4.
Down 5-1. Lane trying to set something up in the middle of the mat. Duck under.
Piercy just has got a hold of Peyton's right wrist, so he does a duck under, but he has no other arm to help him out. Here's an arm drag. He tries to come by, and Cersei just backed out of bounds.
7 seconds. Shot in by Lane. Cersei just grabs the waist. 2 seconds, and Peyton Lane will take 6th place here at the state championships. It is a 5-1 loss in the 5th place matchup. Cersei advances with the 5th place finish. Peyton Lane, 6th at the state championships at 152 pounds. Just never had a chance to get going, and again, a bubble of 2 points both ways that was a huge difference in this match that, as we said on the air, we didn't agree with.
Changes the whole dynamic of the whole entire match when that happens. And right now the two officials are just sitting there talking about it, I think, because I don't agree with it whatsoever, but it is what it is, and you got to move forward and try to overcome it. And Peyton sure still didn't lay down by any means. He tried hard.
By no means.
Come back and win that match, and just couldn't get it together.
5-1 is your final. Peyton Lane, 6th place here at the state championships at 152 pounds. Zeb Bloom will be next up on when a mat becomes available. They're in the second period of the match before he takes it at 220 pounds. We'll have him live when Zeb Bloom is set to go. Well, Zeb Bloom will be checking in just a moment. The match before him has finished up, and so Bloom will wrestle for 5th place here at the state championships. First-time qualifier as a senior. Dealt with so many different injuries. It's knocked him out of wrestling for times in the off-season and during the high school season. And so great to see the senior get to state for the first time and to know he's going to be on the medal stand.
Yes, it is, and his opponent, he's well aware of who that is. And so it's going to be a great matchup here.
They have gone head-to-head numerous times over the years. Garen Christensen of Abilene is who he's faced up against in the finals last week, and Bueller at the regionals, and they'll face off again here in the fifth place match in the state championships. Christensen did win a sudden victory overtime win last week on Saturday in the regional championships, and we are underway.
Christian comes out right away and goes to an underhook with a collar tie. Zeb blocks that off. Staying in the middle there, he tries a little shuck slide by. Not there. Head to head, ear to ear. Pretty aggressive. This is a short 1 minute first period. 40 seconds remains.
No scores of yet. Both wrestlers kind of lean back in. No secrets between these two, that's for sure. They know exactly what the other one's about.
They've tried a little outside leg shot. Christian blocked that off, and he tries another slide by on Zeb, and he blocks it off. Just back and forth on slide bys and collar ties and overshucks.
Down to 10 seconds. Again, both have a collar tie in, as Benny was saying. 3 seconds left. Little shot in by Bloom and countered by Christensen right at the buzzer. No points awarded either way.
Very close. Went out of bounds. 0-0 at the end of the first. Christensen gets his choice and takes bottom.
So Bloom will be on top. Say it one more time for this year for Zeb Bloom. Greatly undersized against Christensen, which he is against all of his opponents.
Christensen so strong in the hips, he tripods up, kind of starts to peel. Zeb tries to lift. Christensen blocks with a leg, peels the hands, and gets out.
This is the 4th and 5th ranked wrestlers in the state. Christensen 4th ranked, Zeb Bloom 5th ranked. Christensen lost his opening match of the tournament and then has battled his way back to the backside, as did Zeb Bloom. So an interesting matchup for these two. They've got to be winded at this point.
They sure do. They've been battling to get to this point. Christensen's 2 losses were from the same opponent. Zeb in there, collar tying and trying to stay inside position. Slide by. Christensen goes low. Zeb pulls the leg back and blocks it.
Minute 13 to go. We're in the second period. Bloom down 1-0. He's had 2 overtime matches already today, winning the first one, losing the second.
Christensen kind of got an outside leg and drove through it and across and about took Zeb down, but they went out of bounds.
So 1:03 left in the second. Zeb Bloom down 1-0. They get back underway right at the center, and they go right into the collar tie. Scoreless first period, and then Christensen got his choice, went to bottom, and got up and away for the 1 point. So 45 seconds left here in the second period with them on their feet. They break apart. There's a shot in by Bloom, outside single, can't get to it.
Blocked by Christensen. He does an arm drag, ends up behind Zeb. He's trying to pull him down. He does.
Bloom's going to trail 3-0. He got the takedown right on the edge. Little arm drag by by Christensen, the Abilene Cowboy, and that little shuck by was able to get in behind and get him to the mat before he got out of bounds.
He got in behind, and Zeb was going to do a switch on his feet before he got taken to the mat. Christensen just caught enough of his foot. He couldn't get away from it. That's what caused him to lose that 2 points. Here comes Zeb. He gets to his feet, gets an escape, and now he's down 3-1.
So an escape and takedown in this period for Christensen. Zeb Bloom with his escape, trailing 3-1, 12 seconds to work. And we're in the second period. Final match for the Tigers in this round. Good inside single leg by Bloom.
Just shrug it forward, and he has to let go of it.
And runs out of time in the period. That's where the weight really is such a disadvantage, because he had a great shot, and Christensen's just so heavy to move at that point.
Zeb needs to get up and away as quick as he possibly can. Christensen tries to stay heavy. Zeb comes up, he lets go of him, just cuts him.
So both wrestlers back on their feet. Bloom trails by 1. 1:50 to go in this match for 5th place at state.
Zeb's got to get a takedown here to win this match. Early part of the third period, still down 2-3, and they're on their feet.
Little hand fighting, head-to-head. Now they break apart again. 1:34 to work in the match.
He'd love to get that inside leg picked up like he did before if he could get to that position. And they're fighting inside. We know what Christian's going to do. He's going to stay in good position and try to block off everything he can.
1:18 to work. Zeb tried a little shuck by, just wasn't there.
Zeb looked at the clock. He knows where he's at. He knows what he needs to do. Christensen just staying inside tie and blocking and staying ear to ear. Zeb's trying to move him a little bit.
Minute 4 to work. Keeps coming in at him.
Got to make contact to try to get that movement, get him out of position, and then get that leg. There's an outside try shucked by Christensen, and he doesn't even want to take a shot, so he just kind of runs by it.
Bloom keeps coming at him. 46 seconds to work. Zeb down by 1, 3-2.
Zeb keeps pressure on. Christensen just keeps circling and keeping his hands and elbows, trying to block everything that Zeb's bringing.
Another shot by Zeb is just blocked away. Christensen keeping his legs as far away from him as he can. Now they break apart. 25 seconds left in the match.
Not even a warning it so far, but Christensen kind of act like he wants to take a shot, but he ain't even trying at all. But
backing away now.
Coming through. There's a little slide by, not there. Breaks
12
apart.
seconds left.
Going hard, 10 seconds.
Keeps coming at him.
Gonna throw it desperate here.
Christensen just moving away from him.
Not even
backing away.
Yet.
Wow.
Oh, there it was. Right before the end of the match. So
it's
good
a 3-2 final. Yeah, another good one between these two. Christensen gets it done. And Zeb Bloom, a 6th place finish here at the state championships. What a run for the senior to lose that first match and then come out the backside and get himself in here for a chance to stand on the medal stand. He will later on this evening. Tigers are now moving on to the 3rd and 4th place matches, the consolation finals. We have one wrestler in that round, Gavin Ware. It'll be late in that round. They're going to drop down to 2 mats for the 3rd place consolation finals. Gavin Ware will be next up for the Tigers at 195. When that match gets ready to go, we'll bring you again back to Salina. And good afternoon. We welcome you back again to Salina, where the 4A state championships in high school wrestling taking place. Rocky Downing, Benny Wallace with you, and studio engineer Bernie Pancella. Gavin Ware will wrestle in this consolation finals round. I just kind of wanted more than anything to update where they're at and give you some kind of idea when Gavin might take the mat here at his weight class of 195 pounds. They're currently wrestling 138. Is that what is on the mat? Is that right?
I believe so.
138 is currently on the mat at this time. So at 195, they're wrestling 2 mats. They are going first available, so they're not having to wait. So, like, both matches get finished, they'll go right into the next available when a mat opens up. So it's moving along at a decent clip. This round was scheduled to start at 3 before the weekend began, and obviously they're well ahead of schedule there. And they did say they would work ahead of schedule when they had the opportunity. Now, the Tigers also have, of course, 2 in the finals later on, as Hunter Mullen will go at 160 and Ryan Tiers at 182. If you're looking to guess ahead to when that will get started, you have to wait and see when this round finishes, but then we'll know officially because they'll take a 45-minute break after this round, get it down to 1 mat, get things set up for that championship round. So it's starting to get down to the real nitty-gritty of this high school state wrestling year. This is the final day. It's always gets here so quickly, and then the next thing you know, you're looking at the consolation finals and beyond. And Gavin Ware right now has been out and warming up, doing some pacing, which is his warm-up, he said, is his habit before taking the mat, and we see him over there on the side right now doing just that. So we don't have an exact time, obviously, for the match, but kind of give you a ballpark on Gavin Ware. Probably the next 20 to 30 minutes would be a guess, and we'll see how the weight classes go. It depends if they finish quick on some pins, and we have had a couple of pins here in the consolation finals thus far. Again, the Tigers are in 4th place as a team. Gavin Ware will wrestle here in the consolation finals and in the championship matches later on for Hunter Mullen and Ryan Tiers. Just thought we'd check in and kind of give you an update on where they're at on the timing. When Gavin Ware is set to go, we'll bring you back here to Salina. Well, once again, good afternoon. Rocky Downing along with Benny Wallace, getting set for Gavin Ware to wrestle for 3rd place here at the state championships in the consolation finals. He is waiting for the mat to clear in front of him. And the match, oh my goodness, a reversal. Did they get back points too?
Oh, yeah. You seen it coming. You knew it was going to happen.
Wow. Abilene just had a tremendous finish, a reversal that tied it, and very quick back points. And Abilene's going to get the win. What weight class was that, 170?
I believe so.
Yeah. Tigers getting set to go. Gavin Ware warming up, final warm-ups as he gets set to take the mat. He has got a matchup here. This will be a good one. Ware comes in, of course, ranked number 5 in the state. He has number 3 ranked Blaine Ray out of Ottawa, who is 41-4, a senior. Ware, a junior, who comes in who through injuries this year and a little bit limited on the number of matches he's had a chance to wrestle. But what a year he has had, and he gets the chance now to go for third place here at the state championships. Qualified last year, lost the consolation quarterfinals. That was at 182, now jumps up to 195, and has a chance to wrestle for the consolation finals here on this Saturday. Match before Gavin Ware, they're still trying to have conversation about with the...
Well, I thought they gave the Abilene wrestler a 2 reversal and 2 back, and they gave 2 back, I think, to...
Oh, they did?
The other...
So Abilene did...
So they're sorting that out. Good to see that we are not the only ones that have to figure out
no kidding.
What happened to our wrestler.
The official in that match is over at the scorer's table. Let's take a 30-second timeout. Gavin Ware's waiting in the wings to take the mat here at 195.
The team from Bud's Tire Service want to say good luck to the Tiger Wrestlers and girls and boys basketball in their postseason tournaments. Our support for the Tiger sports are not much different than the support you receive from your shocks and struts of your vehicle. So if you've been hearing those rattles, knocks, and clangs, give us a call on any of your vehicle's needs here at Bud's Tire Service at 632-2135. Go Tigers!
So we are back, and still they are sorting out at the scorer's table the scoring on this match. The scoreboard reads that Erickson would win this at 170 pounds over the Abilene at 170. Got to be 160.
160 pounds.
Let me go back to a different bracket. I'm going to give you the names on this one. Abilene, by the way, is really tearing up the team standing.
Would it be Willie from Abilene and Rodriguez from Holcomb?
Well, I am completely...
Pretty sure that's a 393 bout.
Yeah, you're right, 393.
Still not sure what happened there. We're still waiting for Gavin and he's patiently pacing.
They have not raised an arm for either wrestler, although it says that Rodriguez has won it on the scoreboard.
And Abilene, it's Abilene's score table, so they're trying to sort it out. It's going to stay 4-6, and Rodriguez is going to win it over Whitley from Abilene.
So it was Rodriguez winning over Whitley of Abilene. It came right down to the wire, obviously, and then they sorted out the scoreboard, so 6-4 the final on that one. Whitley of Abilene will take 4th place. Rodriguez of Holcomb take 3rd. Now we can move on to Gavin Ware's match here at 195 pounds against 5th-ranked Ware against 3rd-ranked Blaine Ray out of Ottawa, who is 41-4, a senior. Both wrestlers getting the ankle band on, and Gavin shakes the hand of the official. We're about set to work here in this 3rd-place consolation final. We're underway.
Both wrestlers head slapping, collar tying right off the bat. We know that Gavin wants that inside tie.
Bouncing around, a lot of bounce in the step right now of Gavin Ware as he makes his way to tie up once again.
Ray kind of, as soon as Gavin got inside tie, he reversed it, came inside, and got out of it. So,
and it's obvious the wrestlers have watched Gavin wrestle, and they don't want to give him that.
An inside tie again right now. Now outside collar tie.
27 seconds to work.
Both wrestlers almost the same build.
Yeah.
Very, very much the same in height and stature.
Ware winning 14-7 over Rickman to get here of Abilene. There's that inside fireman. He can't quite finish. 8 seconds left in the first period.
Blaine Ray uses the power of his hips to stop him. Now he's reaching around. Got the leg and the head of Gavin. So he's given 2, but Gavin has still had the hold of the leg, but
they award the takedown, yeah. Did they award it?
There's nothing on the board. He did give it, though. Coach.
And he does say, yes, it was a takedown. So now Coach Begorsh will probably ask questions. So it is a 2-0 lead. Gavin Ware's going to trail.
Gavin has his choice here.
And he defers.
Blaine Ray will take the bottom position here and start the second. Gavin Ware down by 2. Gavin crawls on the left side. Ray hits a switch. Gavin kind of pulls the arm out, breaks away to give him the 1 escape.
So Ware's down 3-0, just underway in the second period. We mentioned Ware winning 14-7 over Abilene's Rickman. There's a shot in by Gavin that can't connect. Ray winning over Bejarano by fall to get to this match. That's a wrestler that Ware beat earlier in the tournament 10-2.
This rankings, you can tell in this bracket, are pretty close because 1 and 2 are out the front, 3 and 5 are in the back.
Right, yeah.
Right now, Gavin's fighting to catch back up. He's down by 3 here with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the second period.
Consolation finals. After this, they'll break the match down, go to 1. We have 2 in the championships tonight. Ware gets shot underneath, unable to get the leg, though. He's getting caught the front headlock. Now circling around.
Blaine Ray powerful with these hips. Now he's got a front headlock. Last time he reached around and grabbed Gavin's leg, and here he's done it again. Now he does just taking straight to his back, and he's got it tight. Gavin's trying to get it away, but Ray locks up one of the legs,
and there's a pin. So Blaine Ray of Ottawa will go to 42-4 and finish for the 3rd place here at the state championships. And Gavin Ware, 4th place at state as a junior, so he comes out the backside after making the championship semifinals and won over Rickman to get to this position. And I'll tell you what, number 3 ranked, impressive Blaine Ray of Ottawa.
He really was, and he kind of caught Gavin, and once he did, then he hooked the leg. It was just sunk in there tight, so Gavin couldn't get out of it.
So 4th place here at state, qualified last year as a sophomore, now as a junior. A 4th place finish for Gavin Ware at 195 pounds. Good work.
Qualify, you get 4th.
Next year,
you get
step up that ladder that much further, you bet. That wraps up what we have in this round. I'm going to recap real quickly, though, what the Tigers have done thus far. There are 3 medals already brought home for the Tigers. 6th place for Peyton Lane at 152. 6th place for Zeb Bloom at 220. And now a 4th place finish for Gavin Ware at 195. And next up, well, the championship round. Now, they are just about to start a heavyweight match. Actually, they will have a heavyweight match going, so there are 3 matches left to wrestle in this round. They then will take a 45-minute break. So if you've been looking at the schedule on when to get here for the finals, it's going to be much earlier than that. They scheduled this round to start at 3, and it's finishing just after 3. Then they'll take that 45-minute break. I would imagine somewhere around 4 to 4:15 would be when the finals will get started, the 106-pound finals, and they'll be on 1 mat at this time. And we have 160 and 182 with Hunter Mullen and Ryan Tier. So stick around. We'll keep you posted on when that's coming up. And when they are ready to wrestle, as we've said through the weekend, we'll bring you back here to Salina. Good evening and welcome back to the state championships from Salina. Rocky Downing, Benny Wallace. We have Bernie Pansella Engineering back at home, and the Clay Center Tigers are about ready to see Hunter Mullen take the mat at 160 pounds. 152 just wrapping up. They'll announce the award stand from prior weight class, and then we'll get to Hunter, who is right now taking the ankle band and walking to the side, as we often see him do, and getting that done. As he said, talked with him this week, he does this. It's one final moment just to himself to kind of clear the mechanism and get ready to go.
And he's about ready to face an opponent from Frontenac.
Frontenac, who he has not faced before. They've been in different weight classes, so both wrestlers certainly know of each other. 36-1 is Brandon Mikas. Hunter Mullen comes in, of course, with the #1 ranking in the state. He is 38-2 on the season, so these two wrestlers have put together one heck of a resume as they get set to go head-to-head. They're just taking the final pictures on the award stand of what would be with the 138-pound weight class, and so they finishing that up, and once they do, they'll turn everybody's attention to the main mat, the one mat, the championship mat, and Hunter Mullen is outpacing on one side, his opponent Mikas on the other side. Hunter going to be a Western State, Colorado University Mountaineer next year, wrestle at the collegiate level. Champion last year in 152. They step in, they shake hands.
They need the light first.
Now they've shifted the light from the pictures back over to the main mat, and we are underway at 160 pounds for a state championship. Hunter Mullen for the Clay Center Tigers. Both wrestlers kind of sizing each other up just a little bit here at the center of the mat.
He just kind of goes low, try to pick a little bit of an ankle. Hunter blocks it. He just goes in and gets a far side ankle pick on Hunter's, lifting that leg heavy. Hunter goes down to his hands and gives up 2 points.
He had to go down or he was going to give up more. They go outside the circle, so Mullen will trail 2-0 with 1:37 to go just in the first period.
Really kind of surprised Hunter Mullen. He kind of got that arm through there. He's pretty long-armed and picked that foot, and Hunter didn't have much weight on it. Here, Hunter just kind of scrambles out and gets an escape.
So he's down 2-1. Tight matchup last year at 152. You'll remember right down to the wire. Would be no surprise to see that type of match here against Mikas that has put together one heck of a year already. 2-1. Mullen trails by 1 with 1:10. The wrestlers were just outside the center ring, and that broke apart. Little head tap from Mikas. Now they tie up.
He just tries that outside leg shot again. Hunter blocks it with his hips. Got a front headlock, it looks like. Trying to milk that down. Tries to shuck it by. Doesn't get it, but he goes to low ankle. Picks the leg up. Got it up to his waist. Hunter's in pretty good position here. Now he's got to get him to the mat. Mika somehow flicks that leg through the back and gets away.
So still 2-1, although Mullen with some opportunities there in this first period. Now right on the edge they wrestle. Mika's from Frontenac. Mullen checks the clock. He's 28 in the first period, down by 1.
He just likes to keep his hand on Hunter. He likes to post out far and at least touch his head. Wants to know where he's at all times.
15 seconds. He goes down low again. Mullen blocks it. Hunter gave up that one takedown, as you said, was kind of surprised. He won't be again by that move, and you've seen him try it twice. Mikas, that is, and then it's blocked by Mullen. We're down to 2 seconds as both wrestlers locked up, and now it'll end the first period, and Hunter Mullen down 2-1 going into period number 2.
I started to say he just taken some weight off of that leg, and that's what made it come up so easy. If he had a little bit of weight on it, he wouldn't have been able to pick it up like that. Hunter will take the down position to start the second period, and he's down 2-1.
He got a very quick escape after being taken down in the first period. Now he's going to work from underneath.
Hunter tries to get hand control. He just kind of moves from left side to right side. Comes to his feet, feels the hand, and gets the escape.
Once he got to his feet, Mikas just let him go, and so we're tied at 2. Mullen's so good on his feet, but we've seen Mikas also able to shoot in on Hunter.
2-2 tie. Again, Brandon Mikas reaches out and just puts his hand on Hunter's head. He just wants to feel where he's at all the time. This time, Mikas does an outside single, and he's trying to lift, and he does. Gets 2 more. I haven't seen anybody really do this to Hunter all year. He's very strong.
Little length maybe on the arms of Mikas, and that's kind of why he likes to keep his hand, just to kind of get a feel for it. But, yeah, incredibly strong to be able to lift and finish that move near the edge. Now Mullen's back to his feet again. He will escape and trails by 1. And they lock back up. Mullen a collar tie.
Minute 4 seconds left here in the second period. Hunter really needs a takedown to finish this second period.
Down 4-3, just under a minute to work. Again, they lock up right in the middle.
A lot of times Hunter likes to reshot. So far, what's happened is Brandon Mikas has caught Hunter kind of twice, and he hasn't had an opportunity to do that.
Mullen's taking a couple of shots at Mikas, and he just kind of backs away from it. Now goes 2-on-1 against him. Now the collar tie goes to the ankle pick. Can't quite grab it. Down near the edge. They'll step out of bounds with 31 seconds remaining. Mullen down 4-3. And back underway.
Our collar ties right side, switches to the left side collar. Head to head, forehead to forehead.
21 seconds left in the second period.
Just tries a shot. Hunter's trying that reshot. Tries right through, does ankle pick.
Doesn't get the takedown yet, but he reconfigures, reattaches, and they say no points right on the edge with 9 seconds remaining, and so he still remains down 4-3. So close.
Exactly what he needed. Just ran out of real estate.
Down to 2 seconds now, 1 second. And Hunter Mullen will go to the final period down 2-1, or 4-3, down by 1.
That was a big point right there. The 2 points that we could have really used in this match. So Hunter's down 3-4. He's going to start on top on the right side. Switches to the left side. It just comes to his feet, and Hunter just cuts him.
So the third period underway, and Mullen's going to trail 5-3. He needs a takedown to tie it. Collar tie near the middle of the mat, forcing pressure on each other now head-to-head. They get near the edge. Mullen tries a little chuck by, now shoots down low, trailing 5-3.
Hunter's going to keep on scrambling and go hard. He's going to run back to center now.
Mikas, who likes to work the edge, we've seen him really kind of work out there and able to step out as Mullen got a shot in. Hunter down 5-3. A minute and a half to go in the match.
Hunter's got left side, outside tie, and a collar tie with the right hand.
Down to a minute 20.
Forehead to forehead.
They'll put pressure on Mikas. Now they break apart momentarily. Hunter right back at him.
They're just kind of chasing. There's that ankle pitch, but he wasn't quite there.
Goes forward again, right on the edge.
Just keeps backing out of bounds.
Now they go outside the circle. Coach Pigorsh asking for a stall warning and not getting it, and then it's 6 to go in the match. Mullen keeps coming after him.
There goes collar tie again. Mikas kind of starts to back out of the main circle.
57 seconds left, final period. Mullen down 5-3. Now he ties up. Got an underhook in on the right side, it looks like.
Oh, he tries to salto, and he gets it.
It puts him to his back.
Right to his back.
Hunter Mullen gets the tie, and he's going to take the lead. Still 40 seconds left. Mikas gets out of it, but Mullen now leads it 8-5. 8-6 correction.
Now here comes Mikas. It's been trying to float all time, and he's coming hard at Hunter Mullen.
30 seconds left. Mullen's taking an 8-6 lead.
He just tries a shot. Hunter blocks. Trying to block. He gets taken down.
We're tied at 8. 20 seconds remaining.
Hunter needs to get. He's got to his feet. He's trying to feel hands. Mikas is trying to hold on to him.
14 the escape. He leads it by 1. Mikas comes after him. 10 seconds. Shot on the edge. Mullen circles back in. They call it whistle dead with 9 seconds remaining. Mullen leads it 9-8. Mikas comes after him. Mullen a front headlock. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. They go outside the circle. Was it zeros on the clock? It is. Hunter Mullen has pulled it off. 9-8, trailing the entire way.
Just threw him.
The bulldozer, some way, somehow, gets it done. He is your champion for a second year in a row. And not a real big celebration, almost a sigh of relief from the senior Hunter Mullen. And he may be a little bit banged up as he walks to the side. But what an amazing win for Hunter Mullen. Hunter Mullen, the bulldozer.
It sure was.
Wow.
Some of that summer wrestling paid off because it was a throw. It was like a Greco-Roman style, and he just tossed him and took him straight to his back, which was an awesome performance by Hunter Mullen.
Would you say as well that's a gamble, the move that he made? I mean, he pulled a wrestler onto him to roll through and get him to his back, the throw that he set up, but he wasn't going to just settle for not being able to get the championship. I mean, he took a gamble, and it paid off.
Yeah, he sure did, and he when he threw, he actually landed kind of on his own back.
Right.
And had enough strength and a little bit of momentum that took him on over, and it could have just stopped right there, and he'd have been in deep trouble.
Amazing win, and Hunter Mullen, the bulldozer, is a 2-time state champion, 160 pounds this year. He won it at 152 last year, and an amazing come-from-behind victory to close out his high school career, huh?
It was a great move.
Amazing.
It was so gutsy. I mean, you got an over and underhook, and you just more or less go into a salto mode. A lot of times they'll land on their head and go over, and he landed right on his back and then turned him and flipped him and got those back points, which was really important because there was a heck of a scramble after that.
And Mikas, what a performance by the senior from Frontenac, who will get just his second loss of the season here against Hunter Mullen. That's an amazing win for Hunter Mullen, who will now have some true momentum going into the summer and into his collegiate career. But a 2-time state champion, Hunter Mullen, in dramatic fashion, gets it done at 160 pounds. They're about to wrestle 170. We'll send you back again to the studios. And then when Ryan Tears is ready to go at 182, we're bringing you right back here to Salina. Back again at the state championships, waiting on the opportunity for Ryan Tears to take the mat here at 182 pounds. And now the heart's kind of settled back in a touch anyway, Benny. That was some kind of finish for Hunter Mullen to his high school career, and he wins the 160-pound state championship. Dramatic come-from-behind fashion. Now, the 170-pound weight class has wrapped up, and this gets set now for a matchup for Ryan Tears that is going to be a fun one as well. Tears comes into this match. He's lost twice to Trey Horner of Abilene, once in the duel in Clay Center on senior night. Then he lost a 7-2 decision last week in the regional championship, although late points were scored because he was in a frantic pace just trying to get a takedown late, and then he got caught and put on the mat. But this is some kind of matchup. Abilene, Clay Center, for the state championship at 182 pounds. Two guys that know each other really, really well.
Yeah, they do. And we talked earlier about it's hard to beat somebody 3 times. It doesn't matter what sport you're in. If you are very, very close to the same, it's going to be hard to beat them 3 times. And we think Sears has that advantage going in. And I think also he has the want to. He really wants to beat this kid and be a state champion.
He is 32-7 now. Ryan Tears on the season. He takes on Trey Horner, and yeah, the want-to is a big part of it, and I guarantee you it is something he has thought about coming into this weekend, especially after last Saturday in the regional championship for the second time taking a loss to Horner. Horner really, really good. He's number 1 ranked at now 39-1 on the season. He's a junior for the Abilene Cowboys, who are going to win the state championship. You're just about to hear a loud roar. Hopefully you can hear it as they're announcing the third place at 160, second place at 160, and Hunter Mullins about to take the stand at first place on some incredible gutsy move that he pulled off to come from behind and get the win. And there is Hunter Mullins being announced. Great crowd on hand for the Tiger and for really all the teams here this weekend. It's been a solid crowd all throughout. Ryan Tears on the mat. He's ready to go. Ryan will be a 4-day state Tiger next year and wrestle at Division II level at 4-day state. He qualified last year as a junior, and this year wrestling for a state championship at 182 pounds. Last year he qualified at 170. Horner and Tears just waiting for the light to come on their mats and for the officials to say, let's go. Both pacing back and forth.
Hunter Mullins still getting some pictures taken at the other end, so as soon as they're done, we'll get started here with Ryan Tears.
Ryan lost 7-2, as mentioned last week. It was even closer in the match. If you remember, senior night, we weren't sure that Ryan would wrestle. He'd been sick through the week. He was able to go and put up a good fight. But
it was 2-3.
Right.
And he tried to do a throw right at the last of that match, and he ended up flat on his back and gave up 5 points right there at the very end of the match. So very, very close match then also. So they're shaking hands.
And we are underway here at 182 pounds. Ryan Tears against Trey Horner of the Abilene Cowboys. Both wrestlers going really low level early and eyeing each other. A little head tap, shot it by Horner, and it doesn't hit. Now a shot back by Tears. Horner goes in behind right on the edge. They award a 2-point takedown right on the edge of the mat, and Tears is going to trail 2-0.
I don't think anything's kind of went our way.
We haven't had a break.
No, I agree. Goes back to center, goes to the bottom, hits the switch, gets away, gets the escape.
Trails 2-1. Tears down early first period. Still 1:35 to work. Now locking back up with Horner, who leads it 2-1.
Horner going to that knee, just staying down on a knee. Now he comes back up.
He goes to a knee. Tears taps his left hand to the ground almost to make sure he is down at a low enough level against Horner. Now they break apart.
Horner likes to get a hold of hands and just grab a hold of them and make you move and stuff. And right now, Tears is trying to back away from him.
1:05 left.
Shot. Tears tries to get a front headlock, and it's not there. Horner backs away and comes back up to his feet.
Now Horner trying to go 2-on-1 against Tears. They circled near the edge. A low shot in, blocked by Tears. And now the 2-point takedown for Ryan. He leads it 3-2.
Horner makes a mistake, comes in for a double leg, and his arms are too high, too far out, and Tears goes under it and goes through it and gets that 2-point takedown.
Ryan Tears leads it, 45 seconds to work in the first period, and he'll be riding here with Horner underneath after the takedown by Tears. And back underway.
Horner comes to his feet. Tears trying to stay in behind him.
Horner now able to peel away, and they'll give the escape. Tied at 3 now. 32 seconds to work. We're just in the first period. It's already a 3-3 matchup, and it's gone back and forth.
Been a lot of action here early. Horner goes to that knee. Got one knee on the mat, and he just kind of reaches out, touches Tears' head, comes back up on both feet now.
14 seconds. We're in the first period, tied at 3. Ryan Tears with a collar tie there. Now he tries to go 2-on-1 on the right arm, breaks away from that. 5 seconds left. Now 3, 2, 1, and we will head to the second period, kind of where we started as far as the tie, but there was a whole lot happening in the first 2 minutes.
It really was, really quick 2 points against Tears to start with, and Tears will start the second period on the bottom. Warner goes on top. He tries to get a leg in, and Ryan blocks that leg. He comes to his feet. Warner tries to take him to his back. Tears is almost getting out of it. Not giving up any back points. Tears has got an arm. He's trying to tilt him with it.
Tears rolls through
got to
the
be careful here.
Now giving him back points. Maybe a couple. Rolls back to his stomach and is able to fend off any further back points. I think they gave him 2, and he'll trail 5-3.
Ryan likes to get that tilt, and usually he'll come up on top with his hips, and this time he couldn't get away, and it was a pretty quick two flash to give up 2 points. So Ryan's down 5-3, trying to work himself up to his base.
Horner trying to grab the arm for the Lundy, and Tears is not allowing that. Now he stands to his feet, right in the middle of the mat. Tripped back down by Horner. Now tries to kick him through.
Horner tries to get him stay in behind them arms. He's got a ankle trap that looks like possibly with his other leg there. Tears kind of sits upright. Now he's trying to come to his feet. Tripod's up. Horner goes to a leg, drops down to a leg. Ryan's right along the edge of the mat. They go out of bounds, so he'll be on the bottom, and he goes back to center.
39 seconds to work in the second period. Tears down 5-3. We just saw an amazing come from behind win for Hunter Mullen to claim the state title. We'll see if Ryan Tears can get it done too.
We need some points here to end this second period. 39 seconds left. Tears to his feet. Horner tries to lift, and he takes him on out of bounds.
33 seconds. So Tears has been able to numerous times get to his feet, try to peel those hands, and Horner's either tripped him back down or taking him on off the mat as he did there. 33 seconds to work in the second period.
Horner tries to get a leg in. Ryan grabs it and just pushes it out of the way to get the escape.
Tears down by 1 now, 5-4. 23 seconds left in the second.
A nice job by Ryan Tears, because Horner was trying to get that right leg in, and he just reached back, grabbed the foot, and then flicked it out, and as he came to his feet.
Horner again goes down to that knee like we've seen him do often in this match. 9 seconds left in the second.
Trey Horner's got a 2-on-1 rushing, trying to heel trip. Here comes Tears, tried to come around, and Horner went out of bounds. Uh-oh, Horner hurt his knee.
Oh, yeah, he's really holding on to his left knee. Tears nearly had that takedown, but ran out of room, and then the injury timeout comes in following that. He's going to trail 5-4.
I think that is a serious injury.
Oh, I do too. You could tell by the reaction. Yeah, I guess that's worth noting. It wasn't as if he tried to get out of a situation.
I think it popped out bad. So it's they're going to attend to him, and we can take a little break.
Yeah, let's take a timeout, and we'll come back and see how Trey Horner for Abilene is doing. Let's take a timeout. We're back in just a moment.
When it's time to purchase a vehicle, you owe it to yourself to check out Glavin Ford of Clay Center. If you want the best deal possible, that's what Glavin Ford of Clay Center will do for you. Starting with our engines and oil changes for life, that's huge, folks. And your trade-in is worth more to us here at Glavin Ford. So if you're upside down in your current vehicle, it's important that you shop Glavin Ford of Clay Center. Go to our website at GlavinFordofClayCenter.com or come see us at downtown Clay Center. Glavin Ford of Clay Center, home of the engines and oil changes for life.
Here at TSI Kansas, we're looking for a certain type of driver to join our team. We're looking for a passionate, loyal, dedicated, and hardworking driver. We're looking for the driver that wants to stay, make a career, not just another job. If you know what your goals are, let TSI Kansas help you achieve them. Call Heather in Recruiting at 785-632-5183 and ask how you can join TSI Kansas.
Well, Trey Horner is able to get up and finish out the 1 second on the clock for the second period, and he is going. He's a little dinged up, and I really impressed that he was able to go after what appeared to be a pretty serious injury. Ryan Tears riding in the third. Now he allows an escape, and he's going to be down by 2 again, 6-4.
Ryan Tears started on top in that third period, and Horner kind of came up, and he let him go. So Horner goes back to his right knee onto the mat. Left knee is what we really thought was a severe injury.
Right. And he was able to get up, walking off. He's moving well now, so evidently okay. 1:17 to work in the match. Tears down by a takedown, 6-4. He's taken him down once already, and nearly a couple of other times. They're locked up, collar ties, shot in by Horner, countered by Tears. Now he gets an outside single in behind. He's trying to hang on and get him to the mat.
Trying to trip, he can't quite get it. He reaches across for the far leg. He's got to be close to out of bounds. He needs to pull him back in.
He's trying to pull him back on the mat. Horner, of course, would like to get out of bounds.
Trying to reach him. What he needs to do is come back up with it. Got to come up.
6-4, 40 seconds left.
He's trying to come up.
And keep Horner on the mat at the same time. Now he goes to the head. Still on the mat right now. Tears still with the leg. Now they circle out of bounds with 29 seconds left. Very, very close to get that done. And Horner, you can see it, really struggling to walk back to the center of the mat. 29 seconds left. Brian Tears, head-to-head right now, down by 2. 22 seconds.
Brian staying heavy-handed. He's going to get it. Need to get a shot in here. 16, 15 seconds.
Takes his shot, can't get it. Horner in behind.
Tears tries to get around.
10 seconds left.
Trying to lift.
Down to 5-4, stalemate called with 5 seconds remaining.
I've got to hustle back to center. He's going to have to take a quick shot.
Here's the whistle. 5 seconds, takes his shot. Now gets around behind on the edge. Did they get it to him? It looks like they are talking. The officials talking. They say 1.
They were on their feet.
Is that 1 or 2 he's holding? I can't tell. I have not seen what the call is, and they haven't put any points on the board. They put time back on the clock.
2 seconds is what he was saying. Oh, he didn't give him 2. He put 2 seconds on the
clock.
Oh,
my gosh. And now Coach Figor's asking his question. He held 2 in the air immediately, and then he went over and said, no, 2 seconds on the clock, and Horner's going to win this 6-4. Wow. Tremendous effort from Ryan Tears, and what a year and what a career for the future Fort Hays State Tiger. He is a runner-up silver medalist here at the state championships at 182 pounds.
What a great effort. Here we thought Trey Horner's knee popped completely out.
Right.
And then
we thought he had 2. Tears had the 2 points, and it ended up being not what the official said his call was, and that's going to end it. Ryan Tears, a second-place finish here at the state championships. We'll take a timeout, recap your state championship weekend when we come back after this.
It's National FFA Week, and the Farmers Cooperative would like to remind you that agriculture education and FFA makes a positive difference in the lives of their members through premier leadership, personal growth, and career success. Today's FFA members are tomorrow's leaders in America's #1 industry, agriculture. The Farmers Cooperative invites you to support your local FFA chapter. Visit FFA.org to learn more. The Farmers Cooperative is a proud supporter of FFA, investing in our owners' success and investing in our youth.
Ram Chrysler Dodge Jeep would like to congratulate all the wrestlers on a fine season. It's also the start of our President's Day sale. Speaking of wrestling, did you know that Abe Lincoln was a wrestler? He was even inducted in the Wrestling Hall of Fame with a record of 299-1. So in Abe's honor, we're introducing the $299 lease on a new all-wheel drive Chrysler 300. Good luck, wrestlers, and get to Schramm's today for a test drive in the all-wheel drive Chrysler 300 for just $299 a month.
Well, again, welcome back to the state championships here in Salina, Class 4A for the Clay Center Tigers. The weekend comes to a close, but what a year and weekend it has been. The Tigers send 6 to state. They get 6 through to Saturday with an opportunity to wrestle. Reed Knitter, great performance to get himself in his first state appearance to Saturday, the sophomore, losing in the cross-bracketing round. And then we have 2 6th-place finishes at 152, Peyton Lane, and at 220, Zeb Bloom. For Zeb, his first time at state, he walks away with the medal. Peyton Lane's second trip to state, and he gets his first state medal here at the high school level. And 4th place for Gavin Ware, made it to state last year. Now a 4th place, comes out to the consolation finals and takes a 4th place finish. A runner-up for Ryan Tears. He qualified as a junior last year and did not medal, in what his words were, a very disappointing state championship. And this year he makes it from not medaling all the way to your state championship match, and that could have gone either way once again against Warner.
It really could have. Too bad, that's for sure. But heck of an effort this weekend to get himself all the way out that front side to even have an opportunity to try to win a state title.
So again, to 6th place, Peyton Lane, Zeb Bloom, a 4th place, Gavin Ware, a runner-up with Ryan Tears, and a 2-time state champion now, Hunter Mullen, and could not have won it in more dramatic fashion than he did. Trailed all the way. I mean, he trailed from start to he took a lead, I guess, in the second period, then lost that lead back, and then made a gutsy play as a senior to decide I'm either going to win this thing or I'm not going to end up short because I didn't take my shot. That shot paid off, and he got the wrestler to his back. Eventually, an escape was the difference in a 9-8 victory. One heck of a match.
One heck of an effort.
Oh, man.
Sure, because that move was the move that I've seen, the biggest move anybody's made of this whole entire year that I've watched.
Agreed.
And it was a humongous effort, and what a great move. I just can't say enough.
Phenomenal. It really was. Of course, he was named the Regional Wrestler of the Year. That was presented to Hunter Mullen prior to the championship matches getting started. So, terrific finish to cap off his amazing career. A 2-time state champion, 152 last year, 160 pounds this year. Congratulations. To Coach Pegorsh and his coaching staff, the splash of orange we saw was fun through the weekend, and to especially our sponsors here on KCLY that give Benny and I a chance to come to these events and follow the Tiger Wrestling and bring that to you on the air. It's a great deal of fun, and we appreciate all those who make that possible. Our studio engineer today has been Bernie Fancella. Benny, as always, appreciate the help, the work, the expertise of what's happening on the mat, and another fun weekend, 2 weekends of regional and state championship wrestling.
Always a fun time whenever you're calling wrestling, for sure.
This is Rocky Downing, Benny Wallace telling you to enjoy the rest of your state championship Saturday.